Alright, hello everyone, welcome. Hope we're all having a good morning. Today's going to be the weapons. I don't really have much more to say, honestly. And obviously I've only just kicked up live, so let's just idle cam for a bit and see if anybody gets into chat and what's going on, and then we'll kick up the series. Should be good. See you guys soon. I'll just be a couple more minutes, guys. It's good to see chat so active. Hello, everyone. Just give me a second. We're gonna do trials today, And I'm going to open up very, very, very briefly by going to the Bosnia map, because I never actually got around to doing that last night. I did do a shit ton of roulettes last night, but I basically did all of them except MSQ roulette. But I never actually got into the Bosnia map, so we'll have a look at that as well right at the start. And then, yeah, we'll continue. I'm really looking forward to this weapon story, for what it's worth. Alright then, hello everyone, morning. What do we got here? Crystal Paladin says, in Guild Wars 2, there are 50 people squads, which are a common sight, for example, to Quattle, Triple Trouble, other meta events. But FF14, I never noticed any such large group of people except for hunts. I mean, yeah, that's absolutely true. Guild Wars does that better. It does open world better, it does meta events better, it brings people together across the map better. So if that's your jam, Guild Wars 2 is definitely the way to go. I would argue that a lot of that content it gets pretty stale, it's pretty bland. And it's also a reason why Guild Wars has a big reputation for having a very poorly optimized game. Like, Final Fantasy is not very well optimized. It drags down the frames massively too, but it doesn't ever emphasize that kind of, like, open... Well, it rarely emphasizes that kind of open world stuff. Like, if I go to Limsa, and I'm surrounded by players, you can feel the frames chug, and they're not even fighting. Guild Wars, it's everyone there fighting. On a less optimized thing in the first place, so... You know, ArenaNet chose to emphasize that, or found a good way of doing that via dynamic events. I don't think it's the most important thing to do in an MMO, but it is something that they're good at. So yeah, I think that's totally true. Alright, let's teleport here, real quick, to the Dome and Enclave. Far East, Dome and Enclave. Let's go. And yeah, apparently Bosnia is like an equivalent, and that's what we're about to do here. Basically, guys, off stream, I did one tiny little quest, this here. I didn't even finish the quest. I just accepted a quest. It was one of those tiny quests where it's basically, hey, speak to a dude. They're at a loss as to how to further refine the weapons. So they're hoping I can spark his forge somehow. That's it. What do you mean off stream? What do you mean? What do I mean? So, yeah, I just need to speak to Geralt here. I don't even know if it was the main quest. It might not have been. I didn't unlock the extreme. I didn't really do anything. I was going to go to the map, but then I just ended up doing the roulettes. In fact, Bosnia open world storytelling is exactly the same as in Guild Wars 2, with the NPCs being around talking to you and orbiting. Well, we're about to see that. I've never been there. We're about to see. Is Eureka the same as well? Oh, it's you! Now I know what you're thinking, but don't go believing whatever nonsense they've been spouting about me work. Everything's going according to plan. He told me much the same, and I believed him too at first, yet he refuses to speak of me the supposed work. Should I take my hands off him for even a moment, a mug of ale will surely find its way into his hands. That's bollocks, and you know it. Where would I even keep all this alleged ale, huh? Behind the forge, in the forge, buried beneath the palm tree next to the tent, the ammunitions depository? Anyone with a nose can tell that you've put back a few. Ha! Shows what you know. The ale in the ammunitions depository was shipped with the rest of the front line. Couldn't knock one back even if I wanted. I genuinely don't know if this is the main storyline right now. Unless you forget, I furnished an entire squad of soldiers with resistance weapons. Don't you think we're being a wee bit demanding, breathing down my neck for more bells and whistles? Was trouble enough for me forging them in the first place without me muse? Well, is there a problem? It's the inscriptions. Can't bloody figure out how to refine them. Not to mention, they get in the way of the other improvements that I might be able to make. Trouble is, they're really what gives the weapon their teeth. The design, the materials used to forge them, that's mostly for show. If you want your weapons to have more kick, the magic of the inscriptions need to be more potent, but I don't even know where to begin. That's indeed a curious predicament. How did the Gunhilda's Blades of Eld accomplish this, I wonder? Any thoughts? Do I get another story choice? Wow. What is going on? How long till I get to the map? You guys told me I was right on the edge of the map yesterday. I did a bunch of quests. We still didn't get there. I was under the impression I was one moment away, and now we're looking in the past again. I really wish I didn't know anything about... They even gave me the big tutorial and everything. I really wish I didn't know anything about it, so I didn't feel like rushed, and I was just doing the story for the story's sake, you know? Would that we could glimpse into the past and see for ourselves. Why are we doing the Dark Souls? Well, I'm just I spent my Elegant Tomestones yesterday on Crypt Keeper armor, which is like eye level 510 or something. Speaking of the past, a couple of soldiers came by asking how to extract the memories out of the crystals or some such. By the sounds of it, the Bosnians used crystals for damn near everything we had to do with memory, even keeping the memories of their fighting techniques. Ah, that reminds me, we recently received a most interesting report from the Gunhilda's Blades. Since they're taking resistance weapons into hand, they've come across peculiar new crystals in the field, quite unlike anything we've previously discovered. That could be just what we're looking for. There's no reason to believe they can use the crystals on weapons, right? So I'd wager that my last flagon of ale that the Bosnians could use the crystals and the memories of battle to strengthen the enchantments of those inscriptions. Well, that's what I'm hoping. While it might be too soon to jump to conclusion, it certainly warrants investigation. Exactly, and my hunches with the weapons ain't ever wrong. Of course, we won't know for sure until we try for ourselves. Go and find as many as you can. All that talk. That's like a Realm Reborn quest, that. All that talk just to say, go get some crystals. A sober proposal indeed, Final Fantasy. A new resistance weapon quest is now available from Zlatan. Oh, is this right? I mean, there's no doorway or anything. There's an airship pilot. Do I just get on the airship? I'm doing the relic stuff, am I? No, that takes me back to the Dome Enclave. Speak to Sigeros. Oh, enter the southern front. What are the conditions on the southern front? Whoa, what's all this? At the Bosnian southern front, players can participate in large-scale encounters to help the Bosnian resistance reclaim their homeland from the 4th Imperial Legion. You can enter Save the Queen areas, solo or in a party. It's possible to form a party even after entering. You've got to be level 71 or higher. Once inside, you can change. All forays are level synced. What's notoriety? In the event you're not chosen to duel, your participation in the I guess I should just go in, shouldn't I? Bosnian clusters. Lost actions. Oh my lord, what is all of this? I'm going to go in and assume I'll figure it out, or you guys can help me. Alright. I'm obligated to level up Blue Mage for the memory farm. What's the memory farm? Yeah, I understand that this is a whole side game, yeah. By the way, I never really looked at chat properly here. So yeah, you guys got here quite early. Yes, we can do lots of gambling because we're going to do the weapons series. Can you guys tell me, how many fights is it? I assume it's 4 because the Warring Triad was... Wait, was the Warring Triad 3? Okay, duty commenced. Okay, so it's a bit like Palace of the Dead. I have special UI. Metal, next strength, Bosnian clusters. Notoriety. Oh, wow. What's the world map looking like here now? Where does it say I am? It says I'm in the clouds here. Okay. Get some striking dummies. Quartermaster. Okay, Miss Gia and Marsak are here. You have the new Gunhilda's blades, yes? You've met them. They're without question the finest of our soldiers. And under leadership morale has never been higher. Victory's in reach, my friend. I can feel it. But I digress. If there's naught else, I'll leave you to your duties. Tell me about the 4th. The initial invasion of Bosnia was led by Bosch van Gabranth. There would be a change of commander not long after, however. 30 years ago, during the invasion of Dalmasca, his health took an unexpected turn for the worst, and his son, Noah van Gabranth, oversaw the conquest to its completion. He was a mere 20 years old when he assumed full command. The 4th Imperial Legion is rather unique compared to most, for the bulk of their forces are not native Garleans, their present leader included. Both Noah and his father were quite quick to bend the knee to Emperor Solis, from what I've been told. Perhaps it was that ardent loyalty that helped him to rise to such prominence. Is there a Bosch in the story here? But not all were such fervent followers of the Empire. Quite contrary. Didn't we already meet a Bosch? Or did they hint at or allude to? Quite the contrary, I would hazard the greater part of the soldiers were like us, seeing little recourse but to serve lest they be put to the sword. Though I suppose the unwavering loyalty of the 4th Imperial Legion is what serves to set it apart from the rest, or to be more precise, its loyalty to Noah van Gabranth. What's more, you'll come to find that they're not wont to rely on Magitech armaments like most Imperial soldiers. Instead, they seem to prefer fighting the old-fashioned way, employing arcane magics, techniques akin to summoning, and all manner of feral beasts rather than depending on heavy artillery. But I fear these will be the least of our concerns, for the battalions en route to Bosnia is said to be led by Lion Sans Helos. He's a strategist whose cunning is matched only by his renown as a tamer of beasts. And it's rumoured that he alone is worth more than 1,000 rank-and-file troops. One might say he has history with the resistance. Jesus Christ, that was a lot of information. Okay, talk to me about Gabranth. Ah, yes, as the leader of the 4th. He's one of the youngest ever to take such a position. His father, Bosch, did I read that a second ago? Served as legatus before him, claiming many a victory in the name of the Empire. Bosch was a knight of the Republic of Londis, there it is, or Landis, which, like so many other nations, was fast to fall at the hands of the Empire. Rather than die with dignity, he was quick to bend the knee to their conquerors, ingratiating himself with the Emperor and earning his place as legatus. Wow, so they have basically copy-pasted some of that evilist stuff. This was quite a feat, given that he was not of Garlean blood. One can imagine the lengths to which he went to earn their trust, but it's clear he laboured to keep it up. It's just like the Arcades story. His health took an unexpected turn for the worse during the invasion of Dalmasca, which afforded Noah the opportunity he needed to rise to prominence, and it was under Noah's leadership that Rabanastre would fall. Then, when his father passed 2 years later, he was named the next legatus of the 4th Imperial Legion. Many believe it was the conquest of Dalmasca that earned him the position, but some argue he was appointed on the recommendation of the Emperor, perhaps in recognition of his father's services to the Empire. Regardless of the reason, Noah would continue in his father's footsteps. The 4th Imperial Legion would continue to be comprised of primarily foreign soldiers, and their loyalty to the newly appointed legatus was unfaltering. One might expect such a legion to remain within the Emperor's good graces, but it would not be so when Varus took the throne. For several years, he appointed them to the quelling of uprisings in remote provinces, as if to keep them at arm's length. Perhaps he suspected an ulterior motive to the Gabranth seeking to... Perhaps he suspected an ulterior motive to the Gabranths, as in father and son, seeking to gain such fervent adoration from the 4th Imperial Legion. I have no proof, of course, but one cannot help but wonder. So instead of like brothers, it's father and son this time. Tell me about Castrum Lacus. It was once known as Alamerk Fortress, erected in the hopes of deterring the Garleans. After the Bosnia incident, it would be rebuilt and given a new name, Castrum Lacus Litor. Its position north of Bosja would make it a critical strategic point in the battles to come. If we're to have any hope of reclaiming Bosja, we must first gain control of the castrum. The location was originally chosen for its natural defences, being surrounded on all sides by steep cliffs made of Alamic fortress, all but impregnable. Assuming, of course, one had the wherewithal to defend it. When the Garleans came, their Magitech weaponry was unlike anything we'd ever seen. A great many lives were lost in our struggle to hold the fortress, and in the end we were simply outmatched. At present, the castrum is held by the Legatus Gabranth's second in command, Manius Rem Lenatus. An interesting choice, to say the least. Lenatus is a well-known family with a long and august lineage. An august lineage? How's that used as an adjective? Well, that is, until they lured the ire of the Emperor, tarnishing their name and robbing them of their position in Garlean society. And yet Barsh would choose members of their family to serve under him. Mayhap he sensed their desperation to redeem their honour? If that's the case, the road to redemption is long indeed, for 2 generations of Lenatus have served under the Gabranths. Imagine the recognition they would receive for thwarting our attempts to take the fortress. You can be sure he'll do all in his power to stop us. Interesting. I wonder if maybe Barsh is looking to, like, usurp or something. That's an interesting choice. Sorry, Gabranth is looking to do that. Tell me about... I love all this, by the way. This is, like, exactly the kind of, like, lore I like. I serve primarily as a liaison twixt the Bosnian resistance and our allies. I'll not deny there's still much for me to learn, but I'll do everything within my power to see Bosnia free of the Empire. That should mean my life, then so be it. You wish to know my past? It's no different than most, I'd imagine. Conscription by the Empire, which is the only reason I was not present in the Citadel to die alongside my kin in the Bosnia incident. Wow. Some would call it a massacre, planned by the Empire, but I'm not ready to believe they would willingly kill so many of their own soldiers and engineers. Having been raised under the Garlean doctrine, I realise that not all of them are the bloodthirsty monsters many of us would paint them to be. Though the Empire would seek to oppress us, I do not share the same animosity towards its citizens as my resistant comrades. But these are musings better left between the two of us, yes? I would not have the others think me a coward or a traitor to our cause. Interesting. I like being a Hrothgar here. Feels pretty satisfying being a Hrothgar here. I had my helmet on that whole time. Hello, Messenger. I understand that you're no stranger to battle with the Empire. Having crossed blades with such a redoubtable foe before, I must ask, do you believe there's any chance of success for the Resistance? Now that the fight has begun in earnest, I cannot help but wonder if our troops can endure the bloodshed required of them. They say that they're prepared, willing to lay down their lives for Bosnia, and yet... Forgive me, such dispirited thinking will accomplish nothing. If there's nothing you would else you wish to discuss, I'll leave you to your affairs. Oh wow, she's got a whole load as well. I'll love the baseball trading cards from Bosnia, will I? Yeah, morning guys, morning. We're just getting started here. Beastmaster job soon? Have they actually confirmed they're doing a Beastmaster, or is that still just a pipe dream? Because people want that, don't they? That's definitely a thing that Final Fantasy should add. If you like these dialogues, the baseball cards are the same. Okay. Don't pay attention to the whole host and forgotten actions thing. That's not necessary for what you want to do. Only if you want to do more in-depth, hardcore Bosnia stuff does it become relevant, and it's a huge rat tail of things you'd have to learn. Okay, the music is interesting, isn't it? It kind of makes it remind. It's kind of got Realm of the Mad God vibes to it. Tell me about Queen Gunhilda. During the Third Astral Age, Queen Gunhilda united the fragmented tribes of the Hrothgar to rise up and drove off the Alligans, eventually going on to found the nation of Bosnia. It should be noted that Gunhilda was not a name, but rather a title bestowed to the current monarch of any given age. Oh my god, all these players running through. The common thread connecting all rulers of Bosnia is their ability to read the stars. There were others who shared in this ability, but they were said to be the greatest seers of their respected ages. They were also said to be great warriors. When doing battle with the Alligans, or any other would-be invader, the Queen would always be found commanding from the front lines. Alas, Bosnia would fall in the wake of the Fourth Umbral Calamity. By some miracle, some few survived, and were able to build what they knew as the city-state of Bosnia. Okay. Fucking Alligans ruining everything, eh? But these guys resisted him. Even the Mercidians didn't do that. Even Bahamut didn't do that. These guys were the elite guard of the Queen, masters of myriad arms and magic, said to be the greatest warriors of their age. Their combat prowess was matched only by their devotion to the Queen. They would not hesitate to give their lives in her service, and should one of these warriors fall in battle, their holy blade would be passed on to a suitable successor. Over time, their title as Gunhilda's Blades would become synonymous with the Gun Blade, which gained great renown during the war against the Alligans. There's not a Bosnian alive who does not know the tales of their heroism. I have no doubt reforging these weapons will lend us both the strength and resolve we need to survive. I feel like I should be a gunbreaker, you know. If you're going to be if you're going to be a Hrothgar, you should be a gunbreaker main, right? Hrothgar gunbreaker combo. It sounds good to me. Tell me about the weapons you forge. With Master Geralt's help, we have nearly all that's required to reforge the weapons of Queen Gunhilda's Guard. While it's true that the legends of their might are duly inspiring, to simply call them the Blades of Gunhilda would do little to differentiate these new armaments from the weapons of Eld. After all, we do not wish to give the impression that the originals have ever been recovered. After much thought, Master Geralt offered simply and surprisingly satisfactory suggestion of resistance weapons. He also went on to make a rather curious remark about the steps to be taken in their forging, that these weapons can be enhanced further, in accordance with the enemies one faces. By the sounds of it, these weapons are never truly complete until their purpose is fulfilled. So they're a lot like the POTD weapons, right? The KLC weapons that change colour. Alright, tell me about you. It's been 2 years since I joined the Resistance. Before then, I lived as all Bosnians did, under the harsh rule of the Empire. It's the only life I've ever known, though my parents often spoke to me of what they remembered from the days of Bosnia's independence. Though it was under the auspices of Gallian oppressors, I was educated in prehistoric archaeology. While I'm thankful for the opportunities it afforded me, I could not turn a blind eye to the suffering of my people, and so I left to join the Resistance. It was I who proposed to reforge the fabled weapons of Queen Gunhilda's Guard, and Bajelsagen has chosen to place faith in my plan. I take heart in knowing all I learned from the Empire will be put to good use. Still can't get that name. Alright. What about you, Makoto? Do you have a lore dump for me? I realise there's little I can offer the Resistance beyond the realm of research and study, but I do have some skill in the healing arts. I pray it'll be enough to help their medics. Is there something you wish to discuss? Oh my god. I don't know if I can do the voice through all of this. Yeah, as a gunbreaker, your teacher is a Hrothgar, and Thancred's teacher was his brother. Oh wow, really? Tell me about the Seers. Scant though they are, the records we've uncovered thus far suggest the practices of Seers date back as far back as the 4th Astral Era. The region was plagued with all manner of natural disasters in those days, inciting great unrest not only among Bosnians, but neighbouring nations as well. It was during these tumultuous times Seers first appeared. In fact, I have reason to believe that they possess the Echo. Using a crystal focus, they were able to delve into the minds of the downcast and the heartsick, seeking out their darkest memories and altering them to ease the people's burdens. These seer things are really interesting. Guys, what do I know about the seers already? Have they only just been introduced in the Bosnia arc? Does anyone know? Using a crystal focus, they were able to delve into the minds of the downcast, the heartsick, seeking out their darkest memories and altering them to ease the people's burdens. They were at war with the Messiah. Yeah, I was thinking of them at the Guild Wars equivalent there. But these guys were around in the 4th era. It's not really this. I think these Guild Wars seers feel a lot more ancient. Well, maybe not. I mean, in terms of strict time, not necessarily. But in terms of the bulk of lore and what we consider to be ancient history, definitely the Guild Wars seers are much more alien and ancient than anything around the 4th. Perhaps they saw the altering the minds as a necessity for their survival, but we must consider the ethical implications of such methods in this day and age. I have no doubt my betters in Sharlayan would consider it to be reprehensible. Interesting. Are you going to be in the next expansion? Am I going to see you at Sharlayan, I wonder? Tell me about the crystal focus. My initial analysis of the crystals suggests that they're man-made. Nothing in my data can prove the materials are unique to this region, which leads me to believe that the Bosnians, or rather the Seers, created them. However, given the intricate lattices found in these crystals, it seems highly improbable the Bosnians could have produced them, considering the methods available to them in the 4th Astral Era. In fact, on closer inspection, it became clear that this structure is quite similar to that found in Allagan constructs. Which then begs the question, do you think they were influenced by Emmet in some way? Do you think these crystals are like the Ascian crystals that give people their memories back? Which then begs the question, who were the seers? And whence did they come? This is but a working theory, but I suspect their roots can be traced back to the Alligans themselves, perhaps survivors of the Fourth Umbral Calamity, who wished to atone for the sins of their forebears. So they came to these lands, seeking a means to help the Bosgians, and in doing so they created these crystal foci. As I said, it's a working theory, though I understand if it sounds more like a flight of fancy. You never know with this game. Thank you for the sub, Disco Wizards. And Lonya as well, thank you. Wow, Lonya at T3. You're keeping the T3 going, Lonya. Oh, my lord. Are you even in chat at the moment? Thank you. Yeah, we'll be doing weapons very soon, Disco. Let me get a glass of water. My throat hurts. I said glass, I mean bottle. You can't wait to see my reaction to Charlian. Yeah, I'm excited to see it. It looked awesome in the Endwalker trailer, you know. Like that ancient Greece, Mediterranean, kind of beautiful, pristine blue seas. It looks good to me. And the lore sounds good as well. What did I ask you? About the crystals, I think. Perhaps I should start with a simple explanation as I did before. Let us consider the composition of a person's aether, shall we? There's corporeal aether of the flesh, incorporeal aether of the soul, and the ethereal residue of an individual's memories. Well, one to be possessed of only corporeal... Yeah, I remember. We read all of this. Oh, no. She's describing it a little bit differently. Well, one to be possessed of only corporeal aether, they would be a walking corpse. Conversely, entities comprised of only incorporeal are referred in the layman's terms as ghosts. Of course, a ghost that possesses residual memories could likely recall its past and retain self-awareness. Using a crystal focus, we can isolate the ethereal signature of memories much in the same way as the seers did. We can then delve into and explore specific memories conjured by the subject. We must be careful of what we observe, however, for while the information is stored in a person's memory can be quite comprehensive, it's not always true to fact. It can be distorted due to the passage of time, or even when first committed to the mind as a result of personal bias. That is why it's so important to mark the distinction between explicit and implicit memories. Explicit memories are those consciously stored and recalled. Implicit memories are more passively accumulated by our subconscious. When meeting someone for the first time, their appearance will likely be kept as a part of our explicit memory, though this may fade with the passing of time. Should a great deal of time pass without meeting, however, such recollection can prove difficult. Yet in that moment, your mind also takes a record of everything experienced by your sensory nervous system. Unfortunately, information called from explicit memory is quite sensitive to misrepresentation of events. After all, if an individual is actively choosing to recall an event, who is to say that they will not make alterations to better suit their liking? That is why we seek information from implicit memory, which is more likely to be preserved, free of the bias of the individual's worldview. Tell me about your gift. The echo can manifest itself in myriad ways, dependent on the individual. I was gifted with the ability to peer into the future. It's a power much like prophetic dreams and divinations, and yet quite different, for such visions only tell of the future's potential, so it's not really future sight at all then, is it? The echo does not show me what may happen, but what will happen. Scholars speculate Messiah, Thousand Eyes, too shared this gift. Hence the alarming accuracy of his passages written in her divine chronicles. What is this? Who's Messiah the Thousand Eyes? Does anyone know in chat? I feel like I've scared all the really heavy lore experts off. Anyone know? I just realised IRL there was research that said memories are never accurate, and in fact all memories are changed by the people that recall them. Yeah, I mean, you know, just the fact that how terrible eyewitness testimony is a well-known thing. Never heard the name before. I get the sense that this is like a 1.0 thing, or a Realm Reborn thing, or some random piece of information that talked about prophecies ages ago, you know, and maybe... I don't know. They're all just off learning Endwalker? Yeah, I suppose so. These visions are decidedly rare occurrence, usually containing some crucial insight into matters presently unfolding before me. For better or worse, I've never had visions of an impending threat on my life, or those around me. Not that I'd want to see such things, of course. Can you imagine knowing of certain doom that cannot be avoided? I once spoke of my visions to an acquaintance, a relatively harmless glimpse of the future, and it resulted in a terrible argument. I fear I could not bear the weight of grimmer tidings. But that's neither here nor there. My gift is but a trivial thing, nothing you should think to rely upon. Oh, I think it's going to come up later, though. I wonder what the argument was. Alright, well, what about you in general? About me? Oh, there isn't much to tell, I assure you. Well, if you must know, due to advanced placement, I found myself attending the studium much earlier than most. My research in the field of ethereology would eventually earn me the title of Archon. When I'm not conducting research in the field, I conduct lectures at the studium. Moonbreeder was my mentor. Wow. I would not be the scholar I am today if not for her. I have fond memories of the many nights we toiled together working on her plans for the etheric siphon. She was like a sister to me. The siphon is what we used in Living World Season 1 equivalent. Speaking of which, I do have a sister actually. An identical twin, in fact. Though we've not spoken since she too was named an Archon. She's my better in all aspects of academia, but she often disagreed with the views of the forum. I can but assume that is why she took her leave of the studium. She was also always so strong-willed and quite critical of those around her. Sadly, we never got along very well growing up. I wonder if that's why Moonbreeder was so quick to take me under her wing. I still see her in my dreams, always offering a warm smile and words of encouragement. If we were to use the crystal foci, perhaps there'd be a way to speak with her again. A tempting prospect, but in the end, I know it would not truly be her. Wow! That sounds like an Endwalker setup to me. Do I meet her twin in Endwalker? I have to assume her twin's in Endwalker if I'm going to Charlian. She'll be like, you've met my sister. They're both Archons as well, are they? God damn. That was a lot of info. I really liked all that. It's just a shame this isn't tied to the weapon plot, because it feels like extra. I could never hope to match your battle in prowess, or that of Gunhilda's blades, but we realise we all have roles to play in the fight against the Empire. But what I lack in martial skill, I make up for in reconnaissance. Stupid game using the word reconnoiter is starting to trip me. Ah, Blade Revgaji. Have you yet received word from Commander Basalgian? If not, I would be more than happy to apprise you of the conditions on the southern front. That's just the details again. Okay. Oh, God. Sorry. Sorry, everyone. It's a high energy stream, I promise. Okay, so we can attune to the Bosgian Aetheryte. So I'm not at Bosgia yet. I'm south of the fortress. Besides, Bosgia was a big-ass city, wasn't it? You've attuned yourself to an Aethernet shard. Okay. Lots of people in chat here. It's weird. It's really strange experience coming to a place that is, for all intents and purposes, like a side filler feature. Yet it's really fucking populated. It's really weird to do this. I'm glad you could join us, Blade Revgaji, and not a moment too soon. Allow me to introduce you to Gunhilda's blades. Okay. High Mage Zevon, Master of Flames, the fury of his art rivals even the fiercest hells. Isolde, the Eagle Eye. In brightest days or darkest night, no enemy will escape her sight. Stanek, the unwavering blade of Bosgia. The foes dashed against his shield are beyond counting. What about this other guy on the left? Oh, there's three of them. Velibor, the baleful blade. His unbridled fury can fell entire cadres with a single stroke. Aggie, the iron fist of Bosgia. A young prodigy whose martial skills even put the most seasoned veterans to shame. And Blaz, the merciful blade. No foe, no however terrible, will dissuade his blade from finding its mark. This guy looks fucking cool. The guy on the far left. Rest assured, this is not the guard in its entirety. A number have already taken to the field and would benefit greatly from your presence, if you're willing. It's just mind blown out. I just can't get over how much content 14 has. I just can't get over it. With Gunhilda's blades and the Warrior of Light leading the charge, it's only a matter of time before Castrum Lacus Litor is ours. Speaking of which, I believe you have yet to see the Castrum. If you'll follow me, I'll show you the object of our struggle here on the southern front. It's just fucking crazy, isn't it? This feels like I'm doing a cut Stormblood arc. Oh, imagine if all of these guys have walls of text like those other characters. Ha 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 ha! At last we meet, Blade Revgaji. Let us give the Imperials a good thrashing, yes? You have met the new Gunhilda's blades, yes? They are without question the finest of our soldiers, and under their leadership, morale has never been higher. Victory is in reach, my friend, I can feel it. But I digress. If there's naught else, I'll leave you to your duties. You know, it's... Oh my god, they do have... No, he's the other guy. You know what? I feel like they fucked up, and they put... Bosja should have been the Stormblood one, and Eureka should have been the Shadowbringers one. Don't you guys think? Because Eureka's to do more with the students of Baldizian and Sharlayan and all that. I mean, Sharlayan's had a little bit of a reference here too. It feels like one was made for the wrong each was in the wrong expansion, you know? No, I'm not talking about the content. I'm just saying in terms of subject material. You can't make the argument, no, if Bosja was earlier, it would have sucked, because any benefits that Bosja has from being later, Eureka would have also had from being later. WP, the man who extracts everything out of a game legit, the man going in with a syringe. It's all quality, guys. Look, you paid for it. Your sub fee pays for this content. You should appreciate the music. You should appreciate the cinematics. You should appreciate the lore. You should appreciate the combat, the build. You should look at it all, you know? It's all art. The Divine Chronicles were in 1.0. Urianger would periodically pop up and talk about prophecies leading to Dalamud falling. Boom. I got a weird sense it was probably a 1.0 thing. There it is. Castrum Lacus Litor, to use the Guardian moniker. Yeah, let's have a look at this thing. Its true name is Alamuk, which means eagle in Bosjan, as they too once made their home in these mountains. To our people, they're a symbol of strength and good fortune, both of which were sorely needed when the Empire first invaded. But we needn't dwell on past failings. Now we have a chance to reclaim what's rightfully ours. To remind the people of what it means to of what it is we stand to gain, I've chosen to call this initiative Operation Eagle's Nest. Like the Great Eagle, we must strike hard and swift. And with you at our side, I have no doubt we'll see this through to its glorious end. Are we going to ride any Mol? Aren't they called Mol? We're kind of in that area of the world, sort of. Well, maybe not, actually. But before you rush into battle, I believe Makoto wished to discuss the crystal focus with you. Good tidings, perhaps? I hope so. Is that just going to be recapping information I already extracted by speaking to her earlier? Hello, Kitchen Pigeon. Welcome, welcome. What's going on? Eagle's Nest refers to World War II, does it? In what way? Ah, Macon. I have rather exciting news to share. As you may recall, the energies of the crystal focus were spent on our exploration of Sid's memories. After careful analysis, we have concluded that it can, in fact, absorb aether in a similar fashion to the aurosite we discovered in Evilis. This assumes, of course, we have a suitable source of energy matching its ethereal frequency. And therein lies the problem. Crystals bearing such a specific ethereal signature are quite rare. We could never hope to amass the quantities needed. Were we to locate an aether current of the correct frequency, however, charging the focus would be a matter of course. Unfortunately, such currents only exist in regions of Bosja rife with Imperials. Oh, I see where this is going. Makoto wished to wait until the fighting died down, but as I explained to her before, time's a luxury we can ill afford. I'm sure you'll understand better than anyone that bloodshed will only cease when a victor's decided, the death toll climbing ever higher on both sides. The horrors of this war weigh heavily on the hearts of our people. A burden which could be eased were we able to employ the crystal focus, healing wounds not of the flesh but of the mind. Plans to locate an aether current are well underway, but I suspect your help would see them expedited. Might we ask your assistance? Yes. Pressed for time as we are, Sid's already begun work on monitoring device. I would join them and see to the final preparations. In the meantime, I'd ask the two of you to investigate a location I believe to be near an aether current. Sorry for interrupting, But if you of our soldiers wish to have a quick word before you depart, I expect their intelligence will prove useful when you're in the field. I appreciate your willingness to help, but must you always place yourself in such peril? I'm sorry, I understand you do what must be done. We all have our roles to play, and I promise to fulfill mine as best I can. Stay safe out there, won't you? Okay. Speak with the Resistance Secretariat, or Sgeros, to learn more about the battle on the Bosnian southern front. I've sort of lost the plot a little bit here, though. Why are we fucking about with the memory crystals at this point? Isn't it just take the Citadel, be happy? What? I think I've lost the thread ever so slightly. Okay, is it this historian? Blade Rev Garaji, a moment if you would. I serve as a war historian for the Bosnian resistance, and Marsak tells you might be able to help me in my work. I needn't tell you how the atrocities of war can wear on a soldier. As such, it's become increasingly difficult to find one of sound mind and body who can accurately recount their experiences on the battlefield. For hardened warriors such as yourself, I suspect keeping an account of the foes you face should prove rather a trifling task. Yeah, as we've clearly seen from the Raid series. That's not to say I expect a detailed record of your every interaction, mind. If you trade blade with any notable figures, however, I would hear of it. All information gathered from the Battle of Bosnia will ultimately be compiled within my field records. Here, you may use this to take note of any memorable encounters on the field. I realise this places a burden on you, which is why I will see to it personally that you're duly compensated for your efforts. Memory equals power, that's it. It's just trying to explain the game mechanics. Okay. Collection expanded. Field record is now available in the collection. Upon completion of certain quests, skirmishes, critical engagements in Bosnia, you'll obtain a sheaf of notes. These notes can be used to add entries to the field record. Any unused notes can be exchanged for various rewards by speaking with the Resistance historian. Isn't this collection UI new to Endwalker? This is the bestiary thing? A parting word of advice, if I may. There's no telling what you'll face on the southern front. Demeter over there may be able to assist in finding worthwhile battles of our field record. Okay. Demeter has a plan. Greetings, Blade Rev Garaji. I take it you'll soon be joining the others on the southern front, yes? Though my duties have kept me here for the most part, I've heard tell of the carnage wrought in battle by enemy soldiers and their war machina. Indeed, the Imperials often prefer to wait until their intended target has been weakened before sending troops to deliver the final blow. Yet for all their cunning, they're remarkably predictable. Let us suppose you destroyed one of their war machina, and the enemy receives word of your victory. They would no doubt assume the effort has left you exhausted, perhaps even badly wounded. A perfect opportunity to send reinforcements and overwhelm you. But what if, unbeknownst to them, we were prepared for the arrival of these additional troops? It would be an opportunity to further diminish their ranks. I'd ask you to venture out into the battlefield and fell 2 4th Legion Nimrods and 2 4th Legion Slashers. Wow, this is like super basic traditional questing here. By defeating War Machina, there's a chance to initiate critical engagements, which are special encounters limited to a small number of participants. Victory in critical engagements will increase your metal, as well as earn you various spoils. Should you happen upon a critical engagement and wish to join, you can participate by selecting the mission via the Resistance recruitment window. Okay. We are now out. We're now actually on the map. Oh yeah, it feels very World War I-y, doesn't it, with the trenches. So defeat 4th Legion Slashers and 4th Legion Nimrods. Now, I do appreciate I could do this on Sage, which would give me my healer for the role quests. Wow, there's totally new enemy types here, eh? I don't think I've ever seen or fought one of these. So how's the fighting work here? So I get a forgotten fragment of skill. It didn't really give me anything. Wait, don't fragments become clusters eventually? Don't attack enemies rank 3+ alone. Well, these guys are rank 1. Oh, the music. I thought I had this music disabled. Is there a chance it's turned back on, or is posture just different? You generally don't want to bother killing trash. You look out for fates on the map and do those. Well, I gotta kill these, don't I? Oh, there's roaders here. That's funny. I noticed it's like Palace of the Dead again, where it's got a full circle around him. It's called Wind on the Plains. Jesus Christ, that guy was tanky. So I need to kill 2 of those. Wow, you guys are right. It's grinding. Is it so? It's this, but also fates, is it? So this XP bar here, this is my regular XP? What is a resistance recruitment meaning? Alright, I just need to kill 1 more Nimrod and I'm good. Can I get my Chocobo out here? No, I mean my Chocobo that will fight with me. Not mount, the Chocobo to fight with me. Oh, okay. Metal is my Bosger XP, if you want to call it that. Currently I have 0, because my next rank's at 300. Right, I see. Yeah, I see that. Okay. That's the quest done, at least, right? So, how much grind is it before the story kicks up again? Can you guys give me a sense of that? I don't need to equip the new weapon that Geralt made for me or anything, right? That's just like a story thing. The boss fight fates are pretty fun, give a lot of rank XP. Other than that, it's very grindy and dull, in my opinion. It can be fun with friends and a lot of people around. Okay. The first rank is given by this quest for free. Ah, you're returned, and none the worse for wear, I see. I expect that's more than we can say for any Imperials who've dared cross your path. But enough about them. I wish to ask if you've noticed any peculiar crystalline objects in your time on the battlefield. Clusters, we call them. The Bosger incident wrought a most unexpected change in the land, which we believe is what caused these clusters to appear. Our quartermaster would have any samples we can have for further study into this phenomenon. We haven't much, but you can be certain she'll see you rewarded for anything you can offer. Upon defeating Warmarketer, there's a chance you get clusters. Clusters can be exchanged for loot. If you don't mind my asking, have you taken the time to report to my commanding officer? Wow, did Eureka have this much? Considering all you've done to help us thus far, I'd say you've more than proven your mettle. He's certain to want to hear about all you've done out there. So I get some metal. Man, I'm so thirsty at the moment. My throat's actually really kind of sore, guys, as well. I don't know what it is, but it's making me want to talk quiet. So if I sound a bit low energy, I'm good. I'm just trying to sort of protect my throat a bit. Don't know what's going on with it. Alright. Okay, I'm tempted to leave it here now because I don't see any blue quests. And well, so there you go. So it just wants me to rank up, and I'm sure another quest will appear. So let's leave that. What I will do, now that I've actually got here, okay, and I've streamed me getting here, I'm going to put this on hold. In the evenings, I'll play this. And I can't promise it will all be before Endwalker's done. Sorry, before I start Endwalker. But I'll keep grinding this, and I'll play this here and there. Maybe it will capture me and I'll fall in love with it like I did with Palace of the Dead. Remember when I came and streamed excitedly all about that? This looks interesting. And we'll sort of progress this story as it goes along, yeah? How's that sound to everyone? Okay, so that leaves me with the weapons now. So we probably want to just go straight to Ruby Doomsday now and just get on with this. So why can't I Aetheryte or anything? I need to... I'm technically in a duty, right? So I have to do this. My throat's going bad. Vol3's going to turn me into meal. Is that how that works, is it? Alright, so Ruby Doomsday. So I'm really looking forward to this because this is a Gaia story, isn't it? I don't know why I had the weird instinct that I might not have communed to that. I did just teleport onto it. Ultimately. This is Stormblood. Well, we can even fly. Okay. Remember that one singer Aura who had a lump in her throat and a master sent her to ascend or whatever? And then they got thrown off, yeah? Wasn't that it? And then we replaced... Oh no, was that an artist? To be honest, I don't exactly remember what you're talking about. On your way to headquarters, I take it. Accompany the Resistance fighter to the Alliance headquarters? Hell yeah. They weren't thrown off, I just never saw what happened to them. Okay. She ascended to a nice farm upstate. Yeah, I assume they turned into meal. Oh, is that just what you're joking about? I see, I see. Okay. I thought you were, like, setting up or prepping me for something about this. To be honest, we aren't sure if you'd ever show up. I, for one, am glad you've decided to throw your lot in with us. Okay, so, these guys are the Ascian hunters, right? The Shadow hunters. Gaia says you're our best hope at defeating that abomination. We've only seen a glimpse of its true power, and even that was more than enough for us. You don't think I can progress Boscia because there's a 48-man raid? Yeah, I heard you can undersize it and you can echo it and stuff. People explained a shit ton of stuff to me about it about 20 hours too early, so I don't know how much I'll remember, but I think I was told all of that. So, your mind is set? I can't do his voice, unfortunately. Then I shall apprise you of the situation. We have discovered that the previously abandoned Ultima Weapon project is being helmed by the reformed 7th Legion. We have. They've already succeeded. Okay. Can we just go back? Oh, I feel bad though. Are people really... Alright, chat, I'm looking for some engagement here. Ultima Weapon was made by the Alligans, switched on by the Garleans. It has a heart called the Heart of something, and it could cast some magic, the ultimate magic. Right? The Heart of Sabik. I like how Rose got that reversed there and said Basic. Okay, so, but I don't know anything about that, right? We have a Heart of Hydaelyn, a Heart of Zodiac, which are like people primals, which are like pilots for mechs. So why is there a heart to Zodiac? I don't know. To Ultima Weapon. I don't know. I also don't know. So Ultima Weapon could what? It would eat primals, right? And use their power to charge itself up or something. It was like an anti-primal weapon. So, sorry. One of these yawns will clear it up. It would eat a primal and use it for power-ups. Exactly, yes. And then it used Ultima magic. I don't think it's a heart like a living being at the center of big primal. It's more like a centerpiece of the machine. Okay, well, and then finally, we heard... Oh, God, what did we hear in the Rabanasta story? We heard that Ultima... What's the phrase they used for them? It's not GF, it's not Primal. What was it? Esper, I think. I did Rabanasta, and in there we heard that Ultima was something. And she actually had this icon? No, it's not icon. That wasn't the word. Icon's just the Garlean word for Primal, isn't it? Oh, come on. Was it Esper? Lucavi? I can't remember. It was something. Anyway, some kind of other manner of creature. And she had cast Ultima. And maybe the heart came from her? Wasn't it that? Lucavi. Yeah, okay. She's a Lucavi, right? Ultima was a Lucavi. So it's a woman, it's a heart, it's a weapon. Anyway, now we're learning that the Empire's rebuilding them. They've already succeeded in producing several prototypes, one of which is said to be deployed on the Eorzean front. Its name, the Ruby Weapon. Sever and I were able to get within striking distance of one during its test runs and made an attempt to destroy it. And we noticed that there's like corpses plugged into them as well. We don't really know where Ultima came from, as in Ultima the High Seraph, yeah. But it was a Lucavi, wasn't it? Oh, I need to... This is just brutal. I wish I could just go to the fucking wiki. I think I've done too much. I think I've been dragged into this spoiler bullshit way too much, to be honest. I shouldn't care this much. It sucks that I can't just go casually read stuff. Doing it all on one playthrough is just... I'm not built for it. I can't do it. It's just too much I have to retain. And not being able to cross-reference or just look back is just... It's agonizing. It's horrible. Alright, we'll keep going though. An attempt that ended in failure, alas. Based on our knowledge of the original Ultima weapon, the explosives we employed should have been sufficient to blast through its armor plating, but they barely left a mark. We suspect the gifts of its predecessor may have proven the source of its resilience. As you well know, the Ultima weapon was designed to absorb aether from icons, and the Ruby weapon no doubt shares that ability. If any were summoned during the uprisings in Garlemald's occupied territories, and thereafter consumed, our enemy would become all the more formidable. But its near impenetrable armor was only the beginning of our troubles. It fought back with whip-like claws that can be extended and contracted at will. In the face of such opposition, we were forced to withdraw. Gaius was injured, shielding me from the Ruby weapon's assault. Even now, he struggles to stand. Damn it all, if I hadn't been so careless, this wouldn't have happened. You need not concern yourself. Let us not forget that I am the one who initiated the Ultima Weapon project. If I must give my life to bury this shameful legacy, then so be it. I love him, man. He's so cool. If you were to face it as you are now, you'd be cut down before you even hobbled within firing distance. In any case, we cannot afford to lose the information in your head on both the foe we face and the Empire itself. We all know that we're asking for Macon's assistance presents our best chance of stopping the War Machina. It is true that if anyone were capable of putting down such a monstrosity, it would be him. It's interesting that the main story is talking about how the Garlemald is like falling and is in chaos, and yet these two side stories very much still present it as this insane threat. Though I have no right to ask this of you, will you lend us your strength? Why aren't they using lunar primals to power up Ultima? That's a great question. That's a very cool question. Ruby Weapon PTSD on your 7 playthrough? Ruby Weapon was the cooler one. That's the one outside Cosmo Canyon, right? Just spam Knights of the Round on him, baby. Just multicast the shit out of Knights of the Round and just, you know, go do something else while all the cutscenes play. I do this for Eorzea, I'm going to say. Canonically, this happens before Lunar Primals. Oh, okay, good point, yeah. You have my thanks. And mine, though I must impress upon you the urgency of our situation. We've received word that the Empire is preparing to advance on the Gimlet Dark. That is where we'll intercept them. If our fears are proven correct, the Ruby Weapon will be among their host. Should it break through our lines, there's no telling the devastation it will wreak. Make no mistake, the very survival of Eorzea hangs in the balance. Once you've steeled yourself for the battle ahead, your escort will lead the way. Timelight immersion broken. Yeah, I wonder if I did this like I did the Stormblood stuff, where each stream was everything. What price must the world pay for my hubris? ... A short while earlier, in the Garlean-occupied city of Wurlitz Magitech installation. Oh god. Oh wow, it does actually look Ruby-ish, doesn't it? Commencing Ruby weapon activation sequence. All units, stand by. You just look at that head. Initiating synthetic aurosite system. Fusion successful. No signs of incompatibility. Awaiting your signal. Ruby weapon, codename Darnus. Ready for launch. Darnus. Why do I know the word Darnus? There's someone's name in it. So, as you recall, I like Gundam, right? No, not really. I mean, I guess it's okay. I don't really know anything about it. I wouldn't ever call myself a fan of it because I just don't know anything about it, really. I'm not super into mechs and stuff, to be honest. I mean, they're cool, I suppose. Not cool enough to be fanatical about. Let me put it that way. Voldalin has briefed me on our mission. I'm to take you as far as our expected point of contact with the Ruby weapon. Once we arrive, the rest is up to you, I'm afraid. Oh, that's really quick. What the fuck? How long is this? I was assuming this was going to be like a 7-hour, an 8-hour. I was assuming we were at the start of a long thing. But I've already unlocked Ruby weapon right here. Yeah, I definitely know the name Darnus. Darnus is like a Garlean name or something. Oh, wow. Oh, it's only just dawned on me where we are. This is where Stormblood ended. This is where we had the meeting with Varus and so on. This is where the Gimlet Dark entrance was. It's only just dawned on me that they've reused this area. Oh, this comes before the Seat of Sacrifice. Oh, this is the Elidibus fight, basically. Alright, Cinder Drift. Though the original Ultima weapon, piloted by Gaius Baelsar, was destroyed in the decisive battle at the Praetorium, Garlemald has been secretly developing its successor. Now, this diabolical melding of Allagan and Garlean technologies has been deployed to annihilate those who would oppose the Empire. At the behest of none other than Gaius Baelsar himself, you cross the scorched battlefield of the Gimlet Dark to halt this crimson menace before it lays waste to Eorzea. It's almost like they're referring to like a mini solo duty that I didn't actually play there. Alright, anyone want to do this with me? Nice, Encore Rising's already keyed up. We're looking for 6 people. If you guys would like to, just come on in game, send me a message. I'm on Cactar, that's the Aether Data Center. What else am I? There's no queues. Oh, I didn't expect this to have collision, to be honest. Your work starts in a bit under 10 or you join. Oh, that's unfortunate. There we go. We got can we? Yeah, just the more the merrier. A bellow. And I guess we can get the rest from Duty Finder, right? We just can't min-eye level it. I really want to min-eye level it, though, so if we can. You're going to make a prediction on deaths, but give WP at least one life. One life, so it's not too punishing. Oh, God, okay. I mean, yeah, you can do that. You can do really easy challenges for me, which then causes everyone to guess, oh, he's going to sort it. And then I play terribly. And that's just as terrible in all the reverse directions. Oh, why am I still yawning? You got to work at the top of the hour, so you help as much as you can. That's awesome of you. Thank you, man. Yeah, it seems very quiet today. So what do we do? Do we not min-eye level it? Can I just ask in chat, is anybody currently logging in? Oh, we got 2 more. Carly, Sally. This is really cool. We definitely have a core group that are coming along and doing this stuff, and it's amazing. Yeah, a lot of you guys are EU. It's the wrong data center. I know. I know. You can't even buy the game now. Can I ask you guys a question? If you buy a story skipper, does it unlock all this stuff? If you make a new character and buy a story skipper, what does it unlock even this? Or do all side blue quests remain? You have to go and do more. Side content, no. It's only the MSQ quests. Okay, Captain Fantastic. Or Cap Fantastic. Okay, well, hold on. What about Endwalker? If I bought a story skipper, would it skip Endwalker already? Or does it not? You can just run and accept them. Yeah, you can just spam click and skip. Oh, it gives you all Aether currents too. Interesting. There is no Endwalker skip. I see. So when did they do that? Did they only just... Was it before Endwalker came out? Was... Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Was Shadowbringer included? Okay, so it was only 2 weeks ago that Shadowbringers got added in the story skip. Correct? You can buy different skips. Oh, I see. What's this? I remember playing with you in Heavensward, WP. Me and Rin hanging out by the Void Ark. What, off stream? I mean, in all reality, Heavensward wasn't long ago, really. Okay, so... Oh, invite, nice. Oh, it was not off stream, it was just when I was in that content. What are you reminiscing about something a matter of weeks ago? This is one of those examples of me trying to resist the fact and considering the fact that time has moved forwards. Yeah, to tell you the truth, it's been like two months, hasn't it? The good old days last week. All right, one more player. Does anybody want to come and do Ruby Weapon min-eye level? Should I add min-eye level to the title of this stream? It feels like it was years ago because there's so much content. Yeah, I think it's that for sure. I think it's that. Oh, do you know how good I would feel if we beat Endwalker by the end of December? Oh, that would feel so good. Can you imagine being finished? Imagine having everything nice and cleaned and sorted out by the end of December. What that would do is that would make this Final Fantasy project, like, done in, like, as an autumn, mid-winter thing, you know? It's definitely, obviously before End of Dragons, but End of Dragons is months even after that. I have no fear for that. WP pace, end of December. It just depends how long the streams go, you know? It just depends how long the streams go. If I, you know, I'm doing a the past week, I've probably done 5-hour streams, something like that. If I just doubled that, we'd be in Endwalker right now, already. You know? By that time, Praetorium will be out. Sorry, do you mean Pandemonium? Is Pandemonium already out? You think I should LFG? I don't want LFG. Let's just hold it a couple more seconds and see. If you guys just got to chat, we are looking for one more person to come do the Ruby weapon. Pandemonium's next Tuesday. On the 8th, the data center. No, I'm not in LFG at the moment. Oh. Blue Bob is in LFG? As in he wants an invite? Oh, there you go. Why didn't you just say you want an invite? Okay, cool. We got a team. Amazing, guys. I think we need to swap one of our tanks to... Okay, sorry, Blue. I didn't see your message. So, the Cinder Drift. When I see that one of the tanks is swapped to DPS, or whatever... Okay, there you go. We have a Black Mage. How's level 90 Black Mage going for you, by the way, Bluebird? Is it super fun, this X-Pack? I feel like I really want to play a lot of Black Mage, and I want to love Black Mage. I adore it in general, Final Fantasy, but in this game, it just didn't quite click for me. Alright. What's this? We have 4 ranged DPS. Dancer, Red Mage, double Black Mage. So there won't be any melee. So that means I don't really have to worry about spinning the boss and shit, do I? Alright, okay, prediction, guys. It's up. Rocker just put it. So if you guys want to bet some potatoes, potentially win some time for yourself, how many times will wooden potatoes die? You can guess that I will die less than 2 times, or 2 or more times. Oh my lord, this music. Double, triple cast is insane. For roll quest, you're going to say easiest is Red Mage for cast. Enemy detected, commencing attack. Oh wow, this sounds crazy. Alright, I'm putting stance on. Countdown. You guys can still get your bets in even while the thing started. I'm trying to get the timing right on this. Okay, let's see what Stamp does. Okay, it's a tank buster. And I successfully Blackest Knighted it. Optimized Ultima. Looks like it might be a raid wide. It is. I reprisalled that one. This guy looks crazy weird. Big fat tacos. I really like these chants, you know. I don't know why I like them so much, but I do. Raven's Claw. Oh shit, I got a Vuln from that. Liquefaction. I'm assuming I wanted to stand on those Ruby Ray. He doesn't seem to really care to face me for a lot of this stuff. Optimized Ultima's back. I don't really have anything for the team on that one. If I'd reprisalled earlier, I probably would have actually. Flexical Claw. Helio Claw. What the fuck is that? Oh, I see. I see what it's doing. Oh, I see. Okay, I'm glad this wasn't a vulnerability one, because I'd be out already. Okay, group up. But separate from each other. Oh, that was cool. We actually correctly did that, it looks like. Oh my god, I got absolutely destroyed by that thing. Raven's Flight. What's that telling me? What the fuck? I have arm's length. Holy shit, I got chunked by that as well. I'm gonna Blackest Night this. Yeah, I have six steps. Oh god. I could tell that was coming. I did Rampart. I could tell that was coming just a little bit late. I always detect things just ever so slightly late. I was thinking 6 stacks. He's using a tank buster. I'll Rampart. That might have actually procced on time there. I don't know. Oh, yeah. So I've died once. Right. That's true, yeah. Oh, God. What if this kills me? I should have to Shadow Wall that there. I'm turning stance off. Optimized Ultima. I was late with Dark Missionary there. Okay, we're healed up. Thank you for the heals. I'm letting the other tank do it now. Oh. Undermine. How do I defend myself from this? I'm going to stand with these guys and see what happens. Oh my god, I still got 2 Vuln. I guess you need to be on the outer ring and then step in, like, diagonally or something? Okay, we want to go 4 and 4, right? I'm going to save the Blackest Night for this. Okay, so he's going to dash around, right? So all I have to do is wait for him to leave there and then just walk into him, right? And I'm safe. For how big and flashy this... Oh, no, I'm not safe. Shit. I don't know. Well, this song is really weird. Dark Missionary and Reprisal. I'll use them both here because we're at the end anyway. Initiating Ultima sequence. Ignore all... Wait, was that like a final Enrage Ultima, actually? Yeah, I don't know. I shouldn't have died at all there, to be honest. Wait, activating Oversoul. Increasing pilot override rate to 100%. Commencing force shutdown system restart. By the way, look at the text box. It's like a Final Fantasy VII text box. Synthetic Aurosite switching to Oversoul mode. Darnus combat data ready. Initiating organic core override. What is this? No, get out of my mind. Stop. No, I'm not Nail. I'm... Oh, is Nail back? Oh, is that her name? Brazzers Van Darnus. I am Nail Van Darnus. Hold on, I'm forgetting all these stories now. Come to purify this forsaken land. I need it. Oh my god, is there another fate? Oh my god! Oh no, it's not over. Oh shit. Meteor Project. Oh, I thought I was in the clear. Oh, that is cool. Raven's Image. I assume we want to kill these. I should probably put stance on, right? And aggro one of them. So it doesn't fuck up my backline. Okay. It's using Ruby Claw. Okay, that looks like a tank buster, which I should have mitigated. Okay, that's fine. You kill that other one. I'll turn stance off if he's got main aggro. Wait, how long? 12 seconds till Dalamud falls? Oh my god, it's the fucking Cartano scene again. What? Oh, there's no rears or flanks here. Holy shit, this is crazy right now. Holy shit! Did I, if I'd seen back there a little bit earlier, would I have seen Dalamud completely full? What the fuck is this bar? Dalamud Reborn? Magitech Comet. Oh god, get away from all of those, I guess? I didn't stand with a group, but that was fine, right? Oh, we're going to need to defend ourselves with these. This is like Ecliptic Meteor. Oh, please tell me I'm not at the wrong one. I'm not at the wrong one. Okay, okay, no, it's all good. It's all good. I thought mine was going to break, and there was a very specific reason people were standing on the other one. Holy shit. They're kicking it into overdrive instantly here. Okay, what's this? Do I follow these? Oh shit, I'm holding the meteor. Atlas, resisting the weight of a falling star. When it expires, impact will result in a KO. Save me! Save the people's potatoes! Thank you. Okay. Oh, alright, we got it, we got it, we got it. Oh my fucking god, it just landed over there again. Holy shit! No, Dalamud did fall, I know it to be true. Oh. Fucked up my abilities there pretty bad. Outrage. Oh, is it enraging? I'll Dark Missionary that. Is it enraging? Is outrage spam its... Oh shit, but it's got a lot of health left. Oh no, it's not enraging. There's another ability here, Meteor Stream. All right, there we go. Wow, that was not what I expected at all. Oh, we should have finished coils, everyone. We should have finished coils. Normal modes don't really have an enrage. Okay. Oh, thanks for the heals. Thanks for the support, everyone. Okay, I'm going to need a recap from Gaius, what the shit that was. So, Livia was who again? She was the leader of a legion, wasn't she? So instead of this here being big fat tacos, WPs, it goes beat the heart of Sabik. The heart of Sabik, the heart of Sabik, witness, witness, rise, ultimate, witness, ultimate. Really? Even from afar, your figure was unmistakable. As ever, an impressive display. Though, as I'm sure you'll concur, the ultimate weapon pales in comparison to this new monstrosity. If their research is allowed to continue, the next model will be nigh on unstoppable. With that in mind, the Alliance has enlisted the help of... Wait, I hear something. Who's this? Here to sift through what remains of the ruby weapon, are you? Imperial soldier. Alive! Sorry, Ali. What do you think you're doing? Have I met her before? Ali. I know, I misread it. I misread it. Father! What? It's been too long, Alphonse, and you too, Rex. Father? Given the Empire is proceeding with the weapon project and making inroads into Eorzea, I suppose it's only a matter of time until our paths cross. It's wonderful to see you again, Father, although I can't say I think much of the company you've been keeping. I know a lot's happened, but I'm just glad you're alright. And now, you can come back to Garlemald with us. Ugirian Gaius got busy off screen. Yeah, what is this? It's serious. Biological father. My days serving the Empire are over. Because you're suspected of assassinating Emperor Varus? Okay, it's adopted. But we know you'd never do a thing like that. There must be a way to prove your innocence. Then everything can go back to the way it was. Oh, me with my helmet on. It must be very hot in there, crammed up with all my hair. Oh shit, we're getting an echo flashback. So, he found you two shivering on the roadside when he was going through Whirlet. Lucky for you, eh? If he hadn't, we'd probably be dead by now. So they were like lost kids without homes. As for us three, our parents all died in the epidemic. We'd all still be begging on street corners if it weren't for him. I just wish there was a way we could repay Lord Gaius for all the kindness he's shown us. Wow, what a character! I love this. I had no idea there was like this whole sweet side to him as well. He fights for the Empire, so we should too. That'll make him proud of us. You're saying we should join the army? I don't think that's such a good idea. Everyone in Whirlet was scared of the Garleans. Why would we want to be like them? Lord Gaius is different. I know he is. You're right. He's always saying the strong should lead the weak. Maybe that's why he took us in. Alright. If becoming a soldier is what it takes, I'll do it. Who's with me? Count me in, and maybe one day people will look up to us like they do Lord Gaius. Then it's settled. From now on, we're all brothers and sisters fighting for the same cause. Brothers and sisters? Then that would make Lord Gaius our father? Well, if he doesn't mind us calling him that, I suppose so. And that makes you our big brother, since you're the oldest. You'd better be nice to us, or I'm telling father. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Ha ha ha. That was a good laugh. I agree, right, everyone? I agree. Do you agree? Oh, look, we never chose an outcome prediction. I guess Rocker buggered off there, did he? Here we go. How many times will WP die? Less than 2 times. Boom. Complete. Father, since you went away, a lot's changed in the Empire. For us too. If we'd known you were still out there, still alive, none of this would have happened. What do you mean? The truth is... Oh, big brother. He doesn't trust his dad. His adoptive dad. He gave you everything. If you must go, I'll not stop you, but answer me this. Who was piloting the ruby weapon? We all know that Nail von Darnus had not returned from the dead. Who do you think? It was Melisandre. No, I refuse. Who's Melisandre? I refuse to believe that. Who's Melisandre? The little girl, the adopted daughter. I refuse to believe you would let that happen. She was a sister to you, to all of you. She did it to make you proud. We only want to finish what you started. And while we'll never forget all you've done for us, the next time we meet, it shall be as enemies. Goodbye, Father. God, Gaius gets pushed to the breaking point, eh? As for you, hero of Eorzea, you'll pay for what you did to Melisandre. I swear it. Rex. Jesus, he's got those evil eyes. I look quite derpy with the helmet on in some of these shots. Okay. So I'm going to need some real recap for some of this stuff. Does anyone want to type to me a quick recap of Nail? Wasn't Nail a woman, but was treated in ARR as a man? And then they said it was a sister. Why does one of his adoptive kids look like Nail? Why is this all answered for later, is it? Gaius in quiet contemplation. Yeah, the helm definitely looks too small, yeah. Nail was the one who did Meteor Project and ended 1.0. She was in alliance with Sid's dad, essentially. Midas, basically, right? The original Nail was male. That one died way before the story. Very well. Gaius Van Baelsar, we meet again. Come to see how your precious weapon project's been proceeding in your absence, have you? I like how Sid doesn't like him. You're come to collect data on the Ruby weapon, correct? The pilot, Melisandre, should still be inside the cockpit. I'll ask Valenduelin to escort you to the wreckage. Yes, I finished Coils, but I couldn't... I finished Coils ages ago, and I was in the middle of doing it before we started Shadowbringers, but basically no one was watching those streams, and the content got really hard. So I said, oh, I'll do it in a little bit, and then it's just been a little bit, and 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 now here we are. And now I'm getting blowback for not having finished it. Any idea who this Melisandre is? An Imperial crony of his, perhaps? And then we can explain to Sid what we saw in the Echo. One of the orphans. Gaius always did have an eye for talent and a mind to nurture it. In fact, Livia, Sans Junius, was another protege of his. I guess Livia... I always confuse Livia and Nail. I don't know. Like, if you just asked me out of the blue who did what, I would get confused. So much convoluted nonsense since then. Yeah, I know, right? This is actually their first time meeting since Praetorium. Oh, is it? I thought that they'd had a very brief meeting before. I love this song, by the way. We see Guild Wars 2 lore is much easier because WP only forgets about 14, which means it's more complex. Yeah, or the fact I've got 15 years in Guild Wars 2 and 3 months in this game. Livia, my quarters, 1 hour, Junius. Livia is the one that kicked the Sylph, the one that kidnapped Amphilia. Is that all a Realm Reborn stuff? Nail was from 1.0 and only appeared in the Coils in 2.0. Livia was from Castrum in the MSQ and was Gaius's crony. Right. So Livia, how do I remember that later though? Because it's gonna fall out. What mechanism can I use to try and remember that? Livia, the one beginning with L, was in the story that I've played. The one beginning with N was the 1.0 character that just showed up in Coils. You say I don't need to, but I don't like having all these like holes, these gaps. Livia had the white armor with the guns on the wrist. That doesn't help me at all. For all I know, Nail was in white armor with guns on the wrist. Livia, she was the white Power Ranger. Automod tried to get rid of your message there because you wrote white power. And now apparently I've permitted the term white power, which was by default not allowed on Twitch. Do the MSQ roulettes and you'll never forget. I have done them a lot, but again, whether it's Livia or Nail there. Okay, I think I can get it in my head. I think I can get it in my head. Anyway, what's Livia's story? What did Livia do? He even took me under his wing when my father became obsessed with the Meteor Project. He even took me under his wing when my father became obsessed with the Meteor Project. Which we're learning about in the Bostia story, Sid, aren't we? It's strange that I felt closer to Gaius than my own flesh and blood. Then, my father and countless others lost their lives in the Bostia incident. Although he was acting under Emperor Solis's orders, he masterminded the whole thing. I begged him to reconsider, to put an end to this madness, but my words fell on deaf ears. That's when I turned to Gaius for support. but he was as much a pawn of the Emperor as my father, and refused to intervene. And when my turn came to serve, I defected, and I fled to Eorzea. I blamed Gaius as much as any of them, perhaps even more for the barbaric acts carried out in the name of conquest. But when we met at the Praetorium, all the hatred that had been festering inside me seemed to fade away, and I remembered the man I once respected. I have got to replay Praetorium on stream. I remember I know the scene where they meet in Praetorium. Gaius is like, Cid, you I respect, and I respected your father. I offer you to be my friend. And then Cid's like, no. And then he turns to me, the Warrior of Light, and he says, you are powerful, and I want you to be my friend. If you say no, I'm gonna have to kill you, because I can't leave you alone. Right? There are two scenes that happen at the end of the main storyline, basically. And they're in the fucking MSQ roulette. And it's Gaius with his old voice actor in his, like, imperial clothes with the helmet on. Min eye level Praetorium. Can we do that? I guess we can do that. Well, I wonder how that feels. Anyway, so Cid is recalling that moment from the end of the MSQ. If I only had any idea, man. If I had any... Look, listen. This is going to fall on deaf ears. There's going to be no point because we've got... I don't know how much new traffic we're getting. I don't know who's lurking, right? I'm going to pretend someone's lurking, okay? If you are interested in Final Fantasy XIV, here's some advice to you. When you play the main story, the original stuff, the ARR stuff, it's going to be god-awful. It's going to be terribly boring. You're going to zone out and you're going to gloss over it, okay? But try your best to keep the major strokes in mind. And when you get to Praetorium, right, which is the end of the story, the last big bit on the story, that last mission, it's like a 40-minute fucking long mission. Try your best to remember every detail about that last mission. Because that specific moment, Praetorium, you should know who the characters are there, what they said to each other. Because I'll tell you what, they reference it a fucking 100,000 times in 100,000 different ways. You're looking at it right now. There'll be moments like this 500 hours later where there's a little sentence and suddenly someone's talking about that moment again. That's the bit, of all of it, that's the bit that you really want to, like, commit to memory. And yeah, if you're doing MSQ Roulette daily, maybe you'll commit it to memory. But who the fuck's doing MSQ Roulette with dialogue on, guys? I mean, who's doing that? I'm not doing that. I have it muted, and I'm listening to some sweet, sweet podcast action. Or I've got Netflix on. Or I'm listening to people in Discord and watching streams. Anyway, let's read it once more time. I blamed Gaius as much as any of them, perhaps even more for the barbaric acts carried out in the name of conquest. But when we met at the Praetorium, all that hatred that had been festering inside me seemed to fade away, and I remembered the man I once respected. And I realised how respectable he was as well myself, Cid, at the start of Stormblood, when I heard he'd opposed Black Rose. To think the dreaded Black Wolf was a mere plaything of the Ascians, who left him broken and disgraced, having sent thousands of his men to early graves. It's more than most could bear. And now the lives of the children he raised hang in the balance. Any personal grievances I have with Gaius can wait. I'd best gather what information I can on the ruby weapon, but I'll be back as soon as possible. What you got to consider about Cid here as well, guys, is that, like, he kind of had a similar thing with Nero. Nero is in that scene and in that thing as well. And he kind of made buddy-buddy with Nero eventually. I can't see why he wouldn't do it with Gaius. No, I do not listen to Nero's speech every time. Nero has been undertreated through the Shadowbringers era, I would say. I hope he's in this storyline. If the cockpit remained intact, we may be able to glean information from the pilot. Dun 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 dun. I like that song. If Cid is as I remember him, it will not take long for him to finish investigating the remains of the ruby weapon. He never was one to waste time. The side stuff for Shadowbringers is pretty much Cid has some daddy issues in quest form. I can see that for Bosja. I don't know where it will go here. Oh, he's back. My engineers are still on the field, but there's something I thought you should know right away. It's about the pilot. I'm not sure how to tell you this, but if Melisandre is dead, I only hope she was not made to suffer. death would have been a kindness. In all my years, I've never seen such a perversion of science and nature. Her body was fused with the ruby weapon's core. Those last moments must have been spent in pure agony, as her very life's essence was drained from her. I can see where this is going with the other fights. So, she was sacrificed to power that infernal machine? He didn't even say it like that. He just said it matter-of-factly, which is how Gaius speaks. We must act quickly if we're to prevent the Empire from committing further atrocities. Macon, is there any other information you can share with us regarding the ruby weapon prior to its deactivation? Well, what's all the nail shit? Why is nail coming up? I don't understand why nail and the fall of Dalamud is there. Nail Van Darnus. Oh, that's why I recognize the fucking word Darnus, because it's Nail's second name. You guys could have just told me, you know, you could have not... It's not like you left me... It's not like you could have said to me Nail and it would have blown my mind and I would have been like, oh! I'm barely keeping it together here, guys. Did the legates mean that much to Milisandia? You said it several times. I only saw smiley faces. Oh, I see. Okay. Apparently there were a couple. Each weapon basically channels an exceptional Garlean champion. Think of the Revenant in Guild Wars 2 and how it channels Miss Heroes. That's fine, but that doesn't really explain why or how. I missed it over and over, did I? Okay. From what I gather, it sounds as if data based on Nail's combat capabilities was used to override the pilot's consciousness after she was fused with the core. Oh, well, there you go. There's the how and why. If this technology is perfected, and the Empire begins implanting the memories of renowned warriors such as the White Raven into its soldiers, the Alliance won't stand a chance. I'm going to sneeze. Bless me. Is such a thing even possible? That's more or less how soul crystals work, as we're learning in Bosja. And as we learned from Emmett. A similar method of transference was used on the prototype Estinian fort, was it not? Was it? I don't remember that. WB always gets frustrated when chat doesn't give him the answers he's literally one click away from. No, I wanted that earlier. I'm just sitting there like confused out of my mind fighting Ruby Weapon, wondering why I'm watching Dalamud falling. Your friend did mention he overheard the Signifery? Loading various sets of data into the test model during the battle. It would appear that the system has been improved since then. Right, the Aura Sight, or what I thought was Aura Sight, the memory crystal thing. While it may bear some similarities, we won't know for certain until we've analysed the wreckage of the Ruby Weapon. It cannot be denied that combining combat data from an experienced soldier with the powers of an icon has yielded remarkable results, but in doing so, the Empire is sunk to the very depths of depravity. This is beyond forgiveness. You know, again, can I just point out, guys, anyone in chat played 15? 15 has this same kind of vibe, an evil empire that falls into like really debauched, fucked up Magitech stuff and basically destroys themselves in the process. And there are some really amazing themes and vibe and representation of like, basically, imagine an evil empire dealing with demons, essentially. And it's all really cool. The world building is excellent in it. And obviously the game is such a graphical marvel and treat. Like, you really get a cool sense from it all. But it's all cut from the game, basically. You don't really get to relish and live and enjoy it. So as I'm playing through this stuff in 14 here, I'm kind of... It almost feels like a second chance for untold stories in 15 to me. Which I'm really kind of enjoying, you know. Isn't it like that with every FF Empire? A lot of them, yeah. A lot of them. Certainly. For once, I agree with you. Yet one question remained, but I'll tell you, the way that 15 was gonna go about it is so profound. I'll tell you what. 15, oh, I can't go on a massive rant. I can go on a massive rant about 15. 15, right, should have had 3 continents, 3 massive arcs. They basically implemented one and then rushed through the other 2. What they should have done is they should just committed to a trilogy for it. They should have done like 15 and then 15-2. Is the stuff on this, like Altissia. All the stuff that happens at Altissia and all the stuff that's going on there, that should have been 15-2, and 15-3 should have finally been dealing with the Empire, and all the stuff that basically turns into a single railway sequence should have been its own thing. Because they kind of killed it, you know. Instead, what they tried to do is rush the whole base out and then try to fill it out with DLC, and it just didn't work. So, people would raise hell. Well, no, but it's branding, though. People don't know what they want. People are stupid. It's just a brand. They don't know that it's a third of what it was originally intended to be. I mean, eventually they might get a sense of that, but by that time they've already given you the money and played the game. So you still call it 15. You still do all that stuff, but then you just make it clear, okay, 15 is a story told over 3 games. And then you sort of sweep to the side. You don't do big public press announcements about the fact that this was all originally going to be in one box. You know, you just sweep that to the side and you say, look, we're going to honor the story you want to do. At least in that world, the whole story would have existed. Instead of what I think they did was like the worst of all worlds, really. I mean, it's a devastating game. In a lot of ways, I don't want to do my 12 LP anymore because the thing I was really fascinated about with my 12 LP was how the game got crunched and suddenly changed nature halfway. As you can see, they had to get out the door. And you can see it in 12, and it's really fun, and it's cool to like examine and play through. That was my big motivation for 12. We're not even at that point in the story, but that's why I wanted to Let's Play 12. Now that I've played 15, it's like it's the same story, just a million times more severe. It's just way, way, way more severe. The exact same thing, but like to an incredible degree. So now I'm like, I'll just do a 15 LP. I haven't played the 7 remake. I haven't played it. We were talking about it yesterday. I, for once, agree with you. Yet one question remains on. I was talking, not yesterday, the day before. Boots was on. I gave Boots a little interview about 1.0. And he told me about the 7 remake, which he's been playing. I, for once, agree with you. Yet one question remains unanswered. How were they able to obtain data on someone who was supposedly killed prior to the calamity? That's what I'm trying to determine. There is one possibility I'd like to explore, but I'll need to carry out a more thorough investigation first. Severa will provide support while you're in the field. Not only is she extremely well versed in the latest Guardian technology, there are a few soldiers I would rather have watching my back. Sounds like the remake on PC is busted. Well, yeah, I mean, that's what I was talking to Boots about. Boots bought a PS4 for the remake, and now he can't even play it all because it's going to be PS5. So I said to him, just do it on PC. And he said, yeah, that sounds like a good idea, but it's way later. Like, he'd have to wait a whole year later. And then if they don't even do good ports... I mean, I don't know. I think their ports are okay. I can personally attest to the fact that the 10 and 10.2 ports are good, and the 12 ports are good. All those anniversary editions, they're all excellent. And they have mods and stuff. You know, there's like Nexuses. There's modding Nexuses for those. That's something you'd never get on console. In the meantime, Valdorlin and I will follow the Ruby Weapons tracks back to its point of origin. We'll learn what we can on the weapon project and the manner in which Alphonse and the others are involved. Should we uncover anything of value, we'll relay it to the troops stationed here. For now, I suggest you use this lull in Guardian activity to recuperate. Right, so was this the end of the patch? Do you know what, guys? When we were doing 5.1, a bunch of you guys said I should just do this, and you were right. I probably should have. It's very short, isn't it? The Ruby Weapon stuff's short. Would I be correct in guessing that this belated reunion with those darling orphans of yours has stirred up memories of your time in Garlemald? Look at him, you can tell. Still waters run deep, guys. You ever heard that expression? Remember our agreement, Gaius. Oh, what's their agreement? Oh, they're not as friendly as I thought they were. If you so much as think of returning to your Imperial Masters, I will kill you. Oh, shit. Surely Gaius wouldn't go back to the Empire. Surely not. Oh, I don't want to see that. I mean, it would be. I would buy the character arc, and I would love the character every bit as much. But surely he wouldn't return for the sake of his children. There's a lot before you get to the next trial. Yeah, that's fine, but that's not 5.1, is it? I'm saying that on the day of 5.1, when we were doing just 5.1 content, I could have finished that 5.1 stuff. Unless you're telling me the second trial is also 5.1. People do very dumb things for the sake of their children. Excuse me. Well, I'm not a parent, so I can't really relate to that. So, you put down Ruby Weapon. Gods, I wish I could have seen it. Not too close, mind. I suppose I should report news of your victory to the higher-ups. I realise you must be through quite the ordeal, but could you give me a quick summary of the battle? 5.2, whatever. You get the point. You make it sound so easy. From the way you tell it, anyone would think you slay hulking brutes like that for a living. I put all of this into a report and leave a copy out over there should you fancy a bit of light reading. Anyway, I expect you got more pressing matters to take care of, like going for a celebratory pint. If the Guardians pluck up the courage to come knocking again, we'll let you know. Until then, rest up. Yeah, I've only just started. Ruby has just been destroyed. I know that sounds like a stupid thing to say 2 hours into a stream, but I really do consider myself to have only just gotten started. Oh, meanwhile, in the Whirliot Magitech installation... Didn't they mention Whirliot in the Bosja stuff a minute ago? Oh, it's these guys. We should have told him the truth. He'd be able to help us. I know he would. That's exactly the problem, Ali. If he knew the truth of the weapon project, he'd find some way to interfere. I reckon it's going to be all of them. I think he's going to slowly lose his children as we fight each one. We've come too far to back down now. I won't let Miss Alandia's death be in vain. I like their outfits, by the way. Well, they look a little bit like raincoats. Even if that means going against father's wishes. Cheer up, Alphonse. We can all go back to being one big happy family after we've dealt with those pesky Eorzeans. It'll be just like old times. You are a moron. If only it were that simple. There's no guarantee any of us will make it back alive. And even if you did... Excuse me, I think you're forgetting whose turn it is next, O ye of little faith. With me at the helm of the Sapphire weapon. Okay, so blue hair, Sapphire. Who's Emerald? This guy's going to be an Emerald. And then one of these two will be in Diamond, and the other one's going to survive the whole story. I think the little girl's going to survive the whole story. Or for an extra tragedy, maybe she's in Diamond. I see what they're doing with the hair colours. That's quite clever, immediately. I think you're forgetting whose turn it is next, O ye of little faith. With me at the helm of the Sapphire weapon, it'll be over before you know it. Whatever happens, Rex, I promise you'll come back to us. I couldn't bear to lose you too. You can get their clothes, PvP armor. Very nice. Oh god, why do I see 2 blue quests? Oh, because one will be extreme, won't it? Ruby weapon extreme. I want to do extremes. Is it weird that I don't want to do savages, but I do want to do extremes? Do you know what? I think if I could go back in time... Oh, I can't skip out of this. I think if I could go back in time, I would do the extremes at the right time. I think I would do a Thordan extreme right after Thordan, and I'd do a Nidhogg extreme right. The problem was back then I was on a free-to-play account, so I couldn't form the parties. But extremes sound like they're better balanced, and they're just cooler. They just have cooler story, you know. They're clean. They're more cleanly integrated. The way that we've done it now is like it's going to be like this weird clusterfuck at the end of everything, going back through. And I'm not going to have the context, you know. It's not going to resonate in the way that I would want it to. You know, it would be much better to do it on the beat. But it's too late to go back now. Macon, I'm afraid we haven't had much in the way of information to share from the front line. One thing I could do is I could maybe use the cutscene viewer in the inn, to sort of, you know, give me that context back. That might work out a little bit, you know. Just watch the cutscene immediately preceding the Knights of the Round fight, for example. Watch the cutscene immediately preceding Nidhogg flying down. Before, you know, Elidibus. And in that way, you might... Because how many... Can anyone list them out for me, please? Could anyone do me a really incredible favour and list out for me all the MSQ extremes? You just got Praetorian for MSQ roulette. That's okay. So you can watch this stream on the side. That's the way to do it. We have, however, received word that Gaius wishes to speak with you at the Alliance headquarters. I've arranged an escort to take to the headquarters, so when you're ready to depart, speak with the fellow over there. What fellow over where? Over here. How are the Endwalker Extremes? Are they good intro? So, I've been listening. You guys know that I said I've had the trial names spoiled for me. Endwalker. I have fallen to an Endwalker spoiler before getting there. It's the name of the 2 trials. The reason I know those is because I've been spending a lot of time in the vicinity of people progging those 2 extremes. And, you know, the words just slip out. And it sounded really fun and very doable. They did it in one evening, each fight in one evening, I think it was. And as they went through, I could hear it. You know, in Guild Wars, when I'm progging, sometimes you get a sense like there's no hope. There's no sense that you're actually progressing or getting further in. But they had real trajectory and sense of what... It sounded cool. It sounded like it was a really fun thing to do. So. Oh, here you go. So there's Ultimate Weapon Extreme. There's an Ultimate Weapon Extreme. Ravana, meh, not that interesting. Bismarck, meh. Bismarck, actually, yeah. Bismarck Extreme sounds awesome, because I love Sin, and that's a Sin wank-off. I love wanking over Sin, so yes. Nidhogg, yes. Excellent story boss, big moment. Thordan, Knights of the Round, excellent, big story moment. Tsukuyomi, not really interested in wanking off there. Titania. Why can't I remember Titania? Titania? What was Titania? Oh! That's the fairy, Ilmeg, isn't it? That's in the castle. Meh. Innocence is pretty cool. And then Hades. Is that really all of them? That's it. That's not too bad, is it? Oh, Lonya's got non-last boss ones are pretty easy as well. And then there's 2 Endwalker spoilers. Yeah, don't tell Fail that I forgot. Lakshmi and Susano and Shinryu. Shinryu's get a good one for sure. So anyway, yeah, there's some interesting ones. There's ARR ones as well. Shima, Rama. Wait, did I already do one? Didn't I do Garuda Extreme? Garuda Extreme was actually quite hard, I thought. That took us like all day. But mind you, I was quite bad at the game at that point. So. The fight is awesome. The music slaps. Okay, well, look. That will be... Look, guys, we're a few days ahead of ourselves right now. Because that is what I would like to do after Endwalker. Here's what I'm thinking. Guys, if you scroll down, alright? If you scroll down, I rewrote my schedule. Check it out, right? Weapons today. Here's the general plan. I'm not saying this is concrete. It might change. But I did have a serious think to myself earlier before I went live. What I want to do here. So check it out. Weapons. Tomorrow, with the weapons done, I'm thinking tomorrow I'll do the 1.0 thing. Now, 1.0 is 7 hours long. So I'm thinking 2 days for 1.0. Okay, so we can do all of the 1.0 story. I'll voice act the whole thing. And, you know, it'll be fantastic. Lots of fun. That's tomorrow and the day after. Okay. So, 2 days of like 3.5 hours. That's totally doable for me. That sounds actually really pleasant and fun and easy, right? After that, role quests. After that, void quests. Slip in a Guild Wars 2 stream there, because, I mean, realistically, I should be doing it. Then Endwalker starts on the 24th and 25th. This is just tentative. Obviously, the 24th, 25th, 26th, that's Christmas. And I don't know what I'll be doing for streams and stuff on Christmas. But, yeah, then Endwalker starts, okay? So, basically, Endwalker will start in this back section of December. And when it's done, big picture, what would be nice to do is go back, do the story extremes, and then move on to Elder Scrolls or something like that, I don't know. And then keep coming back to Final Fantasy every time there's a big patch or something, you know. Pandemonium would be in there somewhere as well. But whenever they do a big patch, come back, play the game. Otherwise, exploring other MMOs. When Guild Wars does a big patch, play the game. You know, I'll always do like a baseline coverage of Guild Wars anyway. I'm a Guild Wars fanboy. But, you know, and just keep fit. So that's the idea. How is 14 compared to Guild Wars 2 in story? It's much, much, much deeper. There's a lot more to do and get out of it. There's way more to chew on. If you don't mind reading, It's way better. My dream is Guild Wars 2. I said this to Kerry last night. I said, Tyria deserved this. This is what Tyria deserved. You know, actual exploration of its setting and its subject material and its themes and its set pieces. Guild Wars does not explore its lore. You know, this game, here's a way I can phrase it for you, Manma. I'm trying to answer your question here. You say you thought Guild Wars 2 lore was very detailed. Guild Wars 2's world building is detailed. It has all the set pieces, right? It has the components, but it never utilizes them. There's just not enough content in the game. And when there is content, it flashes by very fast. That's the fundamental difference between the two games. So if you listen to Wood and Potatoes teach you all about the world and stuff, it's going to sound really compelling and captivating and interesting. But when you get in game, you realize there's very little exploration of its subject compared to Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy actually explores its subject. It's not in any fundamental way better, but it just has more to it. So it wins, and I wish Tyria had as much. And this is what I said to Kerry the other day. This game has made me realize how far my standards have slipped. You know, like, it's kind of worrying how quickly I'll just go with the flow as well, you know. You guys remember my little Heart of Thorns story for you all? When Heart of Thorns came out, and my expectation was it was going to be like a Guild Wars 1 campaign in size, you know. It was going to be like an actual fucking expansion. It was going to be at least Eye of the North size, you know, in terms of new places to explore, new environments and enemies and all that kind of stuff. I thought it was at least going to be Eye of the North level. And then we got 4 maps and a really quick little story. You know, I've got this story about this, and it's like, it makes me think, oh, yeah. I guess expansions aren't big. Or I guess we're not meant to get... I don't know, it kind of recontextualized all of Tyria at that moment when Heart of Thorns came in for me. It kind of shrunk the world. It shrunk my expectations massively. And it basically let my standards slip massively. And I don't know, I mean, I'm kind of worried about it, honestly. It's really, really refreshing to play this game and realize... like, here's another good example, right? You know, Final Fantasy I don't even think it's fair to describe Final Fantasy as doing callbacks, right? Final Fantasy doesn't do callbacks. It doesn't do, like, little references. It doesn't nod to previous story. Like, it's all contiguous. It's all very well juggled. Referring back to old stuff happens so regularly, it's like not even of note. It just feels right and correct and like a properly told story. And hinting at future stuff doesn't happen only occasionally. It happens constantly. And it's to the degree where it's not even like notable anymore. It's just because it's like it's really well plotted. Meanwhile, in Guild Wars, I remember, I was doing some Bureau Marches, Season of the Dragon. I remember being freaked out excited... Okay, Icebreed Saga was coming out, and I remember being thrilled, both in-game, and then obviously in a YouTube video later where I wrote a script about this. I remember being thrilled that in a notes pad, a random bit of dialogue hidden in a corner where you press F to open some lore, they had alluded to the existence of Loranthir in the patch when they'd killed Almora, and of course Loranthir wasn't in the patch, and they weren't ever properly talking about the Vigil, because of course they weren't. Because they don't explore the subject. And I remember being mind-blown excited about Loranthir. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? In Bureau, there's that little message about Loranthir going back to the Vigil headquarters or whatever. And I remember praising the shit out of that. And being like, oh, that's the coolest thing. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And it's like, that's how low my standards had fallen. That was so special. And you play this game and you realise that should be par for the course, man. That shouldn't be... I mean, I applaud it, and I'll continue to applaud it. It was good. But it's like, that's how starved I am in Guild Wars, or how starved I am. I mean, present tense in Guild Wars for that kind of thing. That's how rare that kind of thing is. You know, it's like, oh, you know, I wasn't even questioning anymore the fact that Loranthir wouldn't have been in the Icebreed Saga story patch. Because why would Loranthir be in it? It's Guild Wars, and 90% of the characters and concepts and conversations that should happen don't happen. And at that point, you're just numb to it. So then you get this shining little bright light. You know, they could do that Loranthir thing in this game, an equivalent, and, you know, I'll just breeze past it. I'll breeze past 30, 40 of those moments every day in this game. And I think that's a very fundamental difference between the two. It's not the world building. It's not the stories themselves. I actually think Guild Wars, I'm pretty clear with this. I beat Shadowbringers now. I think I'm allowed to have this opinion. I think this game, and generally, it might just be a thing about Eastern storytelling, I get it. It's too convoluted for my tastes. Guild Wars is way cleaner. And I much prefer Guild Wars. I actually think, as a general principle, I prefer Guild Wars story. And I know there's a bunch of jaded Guild Wars fans, but Elder Dragons are boring, WP. It's because they're not boring. You have no imagination. ArenaNet just implemented the Elder Dragon story poorly. Elder Dragons aren't but functionally bad. They're not. They could have been done in a lot of better ways. ArenaNet stumbled over that. But when we're talking about purely, like, the setup, right? The world, the core concepts of the story, I prefer Guild Wars. I really do. But yeah, alright, fine. I'll beat Endwalker and then I'll change my mind. Ready to head out? Yeah. The story isn't bad, it's just told bad. Well, I mean, look, you have a point. I mean, what really matters at the end of the day? Does it matter what it could have been, or does it matter what it is? And realistically, what matters is what it is. So, you know, I'm not defending it in that way. I'm not saying they did the Elder Dragon story perfectly. But I would rather... Basically what I'm saying is if the Guild Wars story had been delivered in the way that this game's story had been delivered, it would have been a brilliant product. Because it would have been free from all that convoluted stuff. Don't pretend to quote me and say the story would be good if they wrote it better. I never said that. That's obvious. Hasn't played Chocobo GP on Nintendo Switch. No opinion allowed. Good, you're here. The Ironworks have completed their analysis of the Ruby weapon, and Sid Garland wishes to share his findings. Can you spare a few minutes? Very good. Please wait here while I inform you of your arrival. Glad you could make it, Macon. I'm sure he's as anxious as anyone to hear what we've uncovered. Oh, we have a first-time viewer. Captivated GG. I don't think 14's story can hold up to great solo RPGs, but people praise it to the same heights. In reality, what's great is the delivery. They managed to deliver a mediocre story phenomenally. I mean, that's a take. I don't think I fully agree with it, but I can't really argue against it. I think they do parts of this game phenomenally. This game undoubtedly tells its story better than Guild Wars, like light years ahead. What crushes me is how close ArenaNet always was to realizing a better story. It really crushes me. The fucking Living World Season 1, man. Ugh. Look, if I had a time machine, I wouldn't save anyone's lives. I wouldn't prevent any disasters. I wouldn't do any of that. I'd go to probably like late 2009. Seattle. Bellevue. I don't know, actually, where was their office at that time? Haha, I'm a time traveler. You must believe me. That might be a bit early, actually. They were probably fine right up through 2011, mid-2011. Our early hypotheses were proven correct. The Guardians have designed a system whereby a pilot's consciousness can forcibly be supplanted with data based on the memories and experience of another. So even a rank amateur could obtain the combat abilities of a seasoned warrior? Precisely. And we learned how this was made possible when we opened the cockpit. The monitors were still operational, and among the messages displayed, one particular phrase caught my attention. Synthetic Aurasight system. Estinian heard that as well. Which is what exactly? Well, the core of the ultimate weapon was referred to as the Heart of Sabik by the Ascians. We believe it to have been a type of Aurasight. I can't say for much what for the synthetic sort at this stage, but I've encountered real Aurasight before. It was extremely potent, perhaps equal in power to the Heart of Sabik. It's unclear whether the Guardian Simulacrum possesses the same properties as a genuine Aurasight, but I intend to follow this avenue of inquiry to see where it leads. What we do know is that it was used to implant the combat data of Nail Vandana's into the pilot, who has been presumed dead since before the calamity. Are you any closer to discovering how they were able to retrieve this data? It's pronounced Sabik, is it? The link didn't occur. I'll read more chat in a second, guys, here. Let's get through this cutscene. The link didn't occur to Gaius at first, but he later told me of devices fitted to the magnetic armor of the Empire's high-ranking officers. There's a reason to believe that they were designed to emulate the souls of crystals used throughout Eorzea. Yeah, that's rumored to be its true purpose, but it was never publicly acknowledged. Perhaps those in the upper echelons of command wanted to avoid comparisons to the so-called savages they were meant to be conquering. There's also the question of whether this system even functions as intended. So it's kind of like having Nail's... There, I see, I messed up. Nail's job crystal in the machine. Is that a fair way of putting it, guys? Also, who else? So there's a sapphire weapon, a diamond weapon, and an emerald weapon coming up. Who else might be... Who might they connect with? Let's see, some candidates. Nero? Not really, right? No. Varys, Solus, maybe. Midas. I may guess one, the other two are tricky. I'm just listing Garleans at this point. I mean, I don't really know many Garleans. Who's that? Who's the guy? There's a mission you do in A Realm Reborn. It's tiny. It takes like 2 minutes, and it appears in roulette sometimes. Bigus Sasdicus, a legatus of the 16th. That should be legatus of the 9th, surely. Kate Westwind, yeah, who's that guy? Riathin. Riathin, maybe? Also, the Uno reverse card. Gaius? They might steal Gaius's memories at some point at the end. And plug that in. That'll probably be the diamond weapon. Probably be the Jeopardy right at the end. Riathin always gets murdered, yeah. From what I've seen, we can assume they were successful in gathering combat data for those wearing armor equipped with the device. If the comparison with soul crystals is valid, perhaps this data was transferred via Aether. However, it seems it's extracted not only memories related to combat, but the soldier's very essence. As you saw, the pilot succumbed entirely to the will of Vandanus. Though this is merely supposition, it's possible that being fused with the ruby weapon's core accelerated the process and caused the deceased legatus to manifest in corporeal form. Could it be that the death of the pilot was caused by the system malfunctioning? It's hard to say. The ruby weapon itself was still largely intact when deactivated, which strongly implies that it was a synthetic aurocyte running amok that killed her, rather than the damage incurred during the battle. But even after our analysis, I'm afraid we still don't have enough information. For now, perhaps we should consult with Gaius as to our next plan of action. Why would you ever think Kate Westwind guy would come back in anyway? Because it's FF14. And because I'm struggling to think of any prominent... I mean, there's 3 characters I've got to find here, right? I still need to get to the bottom of how a synthetic aurocyte system works. Alright, good luck with that, Sid. I want to talk to you more. What's your vendetta? I've just returned from my reconnaissance, and I'll reveal my findings before taking a long overdue rest. Hey, man. This trial series leaves a bad taste in your mouth. Oh, does it? Oh, hold on. Didn't you guys suggest that maybe Gaius will leave? So maybe he goes back for his kids and he willingly becomes the diamond weapon. Because I got to think about why he's not in the main story as well. At any point through here. Vaudelan has come bearing vital information. I traced the ruby weapon's path back to the occupied territory of Werle, which appears to be where it was built. My grasp of geography is surprisingly poor. Care to enlighten me? I say that with all my heart. All meaning. While Alamigo is placed on the western edge of Gimlet, Werle lies on the opposite side, to the east. It was once a proud and prosperous city, until it was brought to its knees by the Imperial invaders. You seem rather well informed. Perhaps I should take you with me. I thought that much was common knowledge. It's also where Alphonse and the others were born, and now the weapon project has brought them home. Yes, the place is now rife with Imperials. They've established an airship supply depot in the coastal town of Turncliffe. According to the locals, something resembling one of the weapons was transported there a few days ago. This bodes ill indeed. Were it possible, I would attempt to capture Alphonse and his followers before they can launch an offensive. However, the distance between here and Turncliffe presents a considerable obstacle, and in all likelihood, I can't help but read this in his voice. And in all likelihood, their weapon will be ready long before we arrive. Approaching by sea would allow us to save time by circumventing their ground-based troops, provided we were able to secure a vessel. Or you could use the Enterprise to take the most direct route of all, as the crow flies. In fact, this is the perfect chance to put my top-secret plan into action. And might I ask what that entails? It wouldn't be much of a secret if I told you now, would it? What I can say is there's a starring role plan for you, Macon. Oh, Sid, you old dog. Why so surprised? You didn't think I'd let go of you that easy, did you? It'll be here soon, so don't go anywhere. Yeah, Sid's ship is the Enterprise. It is indeed. Which has a history of being referenced in FF. I see still delights in keeping others in suspense. I can only hope he does not make us wait over long. Oh, it's a solo duty. I was going to say, holy shit. Okay, I got to leave party, guys. I'm really sorry. I was going to say, wow, the next trial's already. Okay, what is this then? It's fantastic, it's just disturbing. It's probably the best side story in the game for you. Really? It doesn't even feel like side story material to me. It feels like main story. Wait, what the fuck? Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. What the fuck is this? Am I going to be in that? Sid's own weapon. Here it is, Macon. I present Garland Ironworks' adaptation of the Ultima Warrior. The G Warrior. The Garland Warrior. Hey, we got a sub. Corey, thank you for that. They asked a question as well. What is your favourite FF14 story arc so far? In the Omega Weapons series. I really liked the Omega Weapons series. That's my top at the moment. I'm thinking of doing a tier list of them all. Which is one of the reasons I want to do this so bad. I know elegant design when I see it. Excavated from the ruins, from their ruins, no doubt. The three stories that I won't have is Bosja, Eureka, and Nier Automata. Those are the three. Oh, and then Hildebrand, Chapter 2 and 3. G is just for Gundam? Okay. As Isla, to be precise. We came across it during the course of our investigations and decided we'd be ashamed to let it go to waste. I don't remember this happening, but okay. G is for Go-Go Gadget Warrior. And you'll be taking this refitted relic to face the enemy head-on, yes? Perhaps my knowledge of the Ultima weapon will be of use. Oh, is he going to ride in it? I'm counting on it as it happens, but first, we'll need to perform a test run in the simulator before throwing you into battle. Come, we haven't much time. So he's going to climb back into it. What the fuck is going on? Benji, what you got to understand is at the end of the main... I haven't streamed this, but at the end of the main story, Gaius was in Ultima Weapon. He was piloting it. So what they're doing in the story, I guess, is they're going to have him back in it. Like, what the fuck? What am I even looking at? Let's begin the G-Warrior training simulation. I prepared 3 trials to teach you the basics. Holy fuck. What the fuck is this? First, I want you to try attacking the guidance system. Don't worry, it won't fight back. I don't have to do a trial in this, do I? The G-Warrior is armed with a range of weaponry. Now is your chance to learn what it's capable of. Oh, no. I don't want to learn all these abilities. Okay, some kind of auto attack chain. Ultima Buster. Nice. So I can apply vulnerability with that. Heal myself. Ranged attack. Is the Aether Cannon ranged? It is. How ranged? It's pretty ranged. Are they all this ranged? Oh my god, it's a gap close. And this one's an OGTD. Restores HP and EP. What's my EP? So far so good. Let's move on to something a bit more advanced, shall we? The G-Warrior also comes equipped with a Pyretic Booster, which diverts even more power to its weapons and increases its speed and maneuverability. This, however, comes at a price. Activating it places huge strain on the G-Warrior, so it must only be used in short bursts. That's why it's best to try practicing here before heading to the battle. Try using the booster. You'll notice your movement speed is much improved, but as shown on your monitor, the G-Warrior becomes more and more structurally unsound. I don't see on the... Should I be seeing some UI right now? Auto restoration can mitigate a certain amount of damage. Is it just that I took damage, right? That's what it meant by on my monitor. Use the booster to destroy the target. It'll launch a wide range. Oh. I should be able to dodge them. Okay. Wow, that double crit was huge. So I only really need to use this when he bombards, right? I'm assuming melee chains do more damage. He's doing it again, so I'll move away. Once he's done, move in. Alright. Okay, deactivate the booster. We've covered offense, now time to look at defense. This is where the Aegis should come in handy. Reduce damage taken by 50%. But you can't keep it up indefinitely as it will drain your power. Let's try deploying the Aegis. Okay. Oh wow, it looks cool. The monitor shows how much power is being drained. Don't let it get too low. That's enough for now. I feel like I should be seeing a monitor. I mean, it's on. I mean, it is toggled on. It is visible. Duty action. It's not transparent or anything. Oh, it's just the MP bar. I see. Okay. What did he tell me to do? Unlike before, there's no way to escape its attacks, so you need to weather them using the barrier. Okay. Oh, does Oh, I see. Does the booster increase my attack speed too? Sweet. Oh, it moves with me. I didn't even realise that. You're a natural. All right, that's everything. Time to end the simulation. Okay. What a weird mission. Yeah, I just didn't realize it was the mana bar. Are you sufficiently prepared? Yeah. Then we'll go once. So what? Am I a mech through this whole solo duty? Turn off the helmet before this mission? Oh, rip. Too late. It's probably the fanciest solo duty they made so far, so they made a tutorial extra. Holy shit, look, it's carrying me via airship. This is wild. Oh, you want to do a prediction? I don't know. Has Rocker got an idea for one? I don't know what I'm going in for. It seems they're expecting us, but who's the pilot? Macon, we're almost there. You better have your wits about you. G-Warrior, do the thing. I wouldn't be surprised if those other choices there were references to some kind of, like, Gundam or anime stuff. Sits there. Now, get ready to strike. Holy shit, what is this? Is it too late to back out now? It's time to fry this overgrown squid. Squats, thank you for the sub, Squats. That's the Macon I know, always with a joke at the ready. Wait, you're not joking, are you? No, I'm not joking. So my money on Arenvald being the pilot for G-Warrior going forwards. Holy shit, is this thing an Endwalker? Do we have like a mech support with us? Holy shit. Destroy the kaiju! Mark IV Anti-Icon War Machina, the Sapphire weapon. Holy shit, it looks so cool. So this is the next weapon. It's just not a trial. The Sapphire weapon isn't a trial, is that correct? Or maybe we push it on land or something in a minute? I can't afford to lose, it's all or nothing. Activating Oversoul. Hydra's combat sample ready. Hydra's. Who was Hydra's again? I can't hold on. Who was Hydra's? Oh, he's the guy from the War in Triads. Oh, he was cool. Oh, I don't want to fight him. Well, I guess he's gone anyway. I'll be monitoring the situation from the air. Follow my instructions, eliminate the target. Does that mean Warring Triad shit's going to appear here? Only the best of the Guardians. Yeah, he was a good guy. This is how they honor his legacy. Put him in the squid. In the coming battle, you will fight as the G-Warrior. What the fuck? Alright, let's just see what we got here. I'm gonna boost. Wow, it seems the savages have been busy. He must have absorbed an aquatic icon. Oh shit, that's the edge of the map. That's right, I'm playing it like a wimp. What do you want from me, guys? What do you want from me? I wonder what kind of ability, okay, 5 is... Hold target. This is going to take me forever. My likeness will be reborn in cerulean flames. Holy crap, what's going on down there? This is wild. I hate my UI, by the way. If I could pause it right now, I would turn this off. Optimized Ultima. I'm gonna shield that. That doesn't look good to me. It's submerged, but not for long. Swift breach. I'm gonna shield again because I don't. I don't know where he came up from. Oh shit. Side raise. So stand in front of it. Please be this okay. Alright, sort of. That was okay. Shall I melee him? I'm going to melee him. Plasma shot. Heal up. God, I got so much mana. How would you ever run out? Turret, I'm guessing I want to run away from. Oh shit, do I have any AoEs? Oh! Whoa! What's the 3D? Oh, I do have an AoE. Oh, I'm a buster. Boom, baby. Let me turn that one off. Oh, it never landed on all of them. Let's heal up again. What's the 4 again? Aether mine. Target and all enemies near it. Oh, that's not good enough though. That's just vulnerability. I think I just need to Ultima Buster the very back one. Oh, they're all self-destructing. Oh! I didn't know I was on a timer. Oh, people lost potatoes big time there, I think. Oh. The way I played that made you have a stroke. What, being conservative? Being intelligent? Keeping my distance? Learning the lay of the land? Taking it piece by piece? Instead of bombing in with fucking single target. Like, now I know I can melee him. I sort of get the sense of what's going on. I didn't know that before, did I? I'm not going to apologise for playing it carefully and structured. Does this increase my damage? Yeah, it reduces recast time of weapon skills. Oh, I need to put the mine on him though, don't I? Okay, vulnerability from the mine. Okay, can I only do that once though? Should I Ultima Bust him? Oh, I'm hurting him real bad here this time. Oh, we're doing a second prediction here, guys. This is the one to be a believer on, by the way. You definitely want to be a believer this time. Look at him. Look at me. I'm fucking him up. Optimized Ultima. I want to shield. I can keep hitting him. And then I'm going to turn it off again because it's draining a lot of mana. He's hiding. I'll turn this one off as well. Start getting some mana back. The breach didn't really... Right, and now stand in front of him and I can hit him again, right? Heal up. Mana's still going down anyway. I don't know what that's all about. Okay, I can vulnerability him again. Plasma shot. I think I need to deploy the Aegis for that. Because Sid warned me. Thank you, Sid. I'm almost out of mana. What do I want to do when I'm out of mana? Okay, he's going to activate the things. I want to Ultima Buster these, realistically, don't I? Look how much damage I've done to the Sapphire weapon this time. No, these are just regulars image. What the fuck? This? Oh, no. Okay, that's Ultima, optimized Ultima again. Put the Aegis on again. Turn it off. Charge myself. Oh, I keep double tapping the damn thing. Okay, turrets are coming. Okay. Don't they... oh, I don't have the mana anymore. Turn these things off. Give me mana. How do I... Oh no, it's not gonna help me out. I can't attack him. How do I? I got no mana. Oh, does regen give me mana? Oh. Okay, I see. Self-destruct's coming. I see. Okay. Ultima Buster, straight through the line. Please fucking work. Okay, good. It's okay. Alright, look at that. Easy. I don't know why anyone would ever doubt. That's right, baby. Sapphire Ray, put the thing on. No, keep it on! Okay. I might have misclicked. Oh. Alright, let's get the mine up. No, that's the wrong button. Aegis. Heal. Whoa. Mine. Aether mine. No, don't run away. Come on, hit him. I'm so close. No, I don't like these things. Oh no! Oh, easy. Come back. All right, I can almost kill him now. How was I supposed to know the edge of the arena was there? Simultaneous activation. Finish him off. I'm going to ignore all of them. Flood Ray. I have a heal. Come on, kill him. The servants are protecting the weapon. Oh, I think I've got to kill these things first. I don't see anyone casting self-destruct right now. Oh shit, I'm out of mana again. Yeah, give me mana. I don't have to kill all the other things in the area. Oh god, I probably do. Ultima Buster. No. I don't know whether that slide cast worked or what there. Come on, take the target. Alright. Finish the bastard. Couldn't I have skipped this phase if I played a little bit more efficiently a second ago? There we go. Oh, it was easy. Simple. Thanks for believing, guys. I'll give you those finger guns. Thanks for believing. One shot. Absolute one shot. What are you talking about? I died. I don't know what you're talking about. I be gaming. The target has been silenced. That damn squid never stood a chance. Now that the immediate threat has been dealt with, we should gather what information we can in Turncliffe. What the fuck? How were they putting this out with Bosja, with the MSQ stuff? I mean, it's just... What patch is this? 0.3. 0.3 was an insane patch, eh? You did well to pilot the G-Warrior so adeptly in such a short time, and with the weapon largely intact, Sid and his researchers should be able to gather a wealth of valuable information. Before it's dismantled, perhaps we should take one last look upon our fallen foe. Wait, where are we? Where am I? Is this a new place? I've never been here before. Oh my lord, I wish I'd wandered around for a second. Holy shit, there's a beautiful random ass city I go to. What? Is this like an equivalent of that Bosja beach place? The Echo shows us. Rex. We should have known Father and his friends would track us down sooner or later. Now they're at our doorstep, and the Sapphire weapon still isn't ready. Even so, it should be able to fend them off, or at least buy us some time. Not quite how I'd imagined it, but this seems as good a way to die as any. Rex, It's the emerald weapon. Rickon, why are you still here? You're supposed to be moving the other weapons to a safe location. You can take care of that while I pilot the Sapphire weapon. Oh. They're swapping. What are you talking about? I'm the pilot. What you talking about, Willis? I'm the pilot, not you. There's no need to put your life on the line. Besides, it's still incomplete. It can barely perform basic maneuvers, so it's practically useless in a real fight. We have a solution. Oversoul. You want to end up like Melisandre, dear? Yeah, they did trick me with the colour, but it's cool to be tricked. I'm alright being tricked for that. No, of course not. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. Yeah, didn't you guys take your aetherology lessons? Blue can't pilot blue. You need the opposite element, you know, to create a balance, because blah, 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 one of them's umbral. But she gave her life in but she didn't give her life in vain. The ruby weapon left behind data that's been used to improve the system to prevent any further malfunctions. What difference does that make? Once Oversoul is activated and the pilot fuses with the core, there's no way back. That's why I need you to be the one to pilot the Sapphire weapon. That's why I should be the one to pilot the Sapphire weapon, not you, Rex. Alphonse needs you. Yeah, I was thinking he seemed like the big bad guy. It would be weird to kill him off so quick. You and I both know I'm the least qualified pilot we have. There's less to lose if I don't make it back. No, I won't let you. Please, Rex, hear me out. Ever since we were children, I was the smallest, the weakest, too afraid to stand up for myself. But I had the best brothers and sisters a boy could wish for. You were always there for me, protected me. Now it's my turn to protect you. Take the other weapons and get out of it. See this through to the end. Do it for me, for Melisandre. I'm counting on you, Rex. I'm counting on you, kid. You found an Alpha and Omega looking at a Christmas tree. They tied it into their seasonal stuff. That's lovely. You always did have a stubborn streak. Alright, Rickon. I won't let you down. Just promise you'll wait for me on the other side. We'll meet again, brother. Quare? They all just need to chill out, you know. You all made me happier than I had any right to be, and now I've finally found my purpose. I have no regrets. Come on, Sapphire. We may be far from perfect, but we have a job to do. Let's give Father something to remember us by. The echo, I presume. What did it reveal to you? Your adopted children. Rickon, my poor boy, you were braver than most could ever hope to be. It's quite cool seeing it dead out there in the water. It's nice to have destroyed something with like an extra reason how we did it this time. We were in a mech. Usually it's just, oh, make him beat the shit out of that thing. It's as we feared. I'm sorry, Gaius. Oh, look, he's starting to show emotion. I knew Gaius was in this story, but I didn't think it would be so central to him. First Melisandre and now Rickon. We must find the remaining weapons and end this madness. Yeah, that's very true. I did still beat the shit out of it. Alright. This feels very much like a 15 area as well. What's the main town place at the start of 15? Not Hammerhead. I can't remember its name right now for some reason. You stay at the hotel there. Obviously, it doesn't look out over water. It's not a cliff looking out over water. But we'd be in like a car park right now, right? There'd be a petrol station just over there. Golden K, is that the one? Was that Golden K? No, Lestalem. Lestalem is what I'm thinking of. It's not coastal, but it's like, I don't know. This is where like Hurley from Lost is. You know? He's like standing around here. I'm amazed that this exists. What the fuck? Where? They really should unfog this on the map somehow. This is incredibly cool. Just out of nowhere, suddenly just a whole other little city. Inside content. Yeah, I know. I know. It's nuts. Tell me, what do you make of Gaius? I understand the two of you have been acquainted since his days the Black Wolf. He claims to have shed his pelt when he took up the hunt for Ascians, but he's still the same man deep down. He certainly kept quiet about having a flock of foster children back in the Empire, though. It seems he'd rather bare his teeth to his former masters than allow them to come to harm. Yet try as I might, I cannot make sense of it. Does he truly fight for the good of mankind, as he would have us all believe, or is he merely biding his time before he reveals his true colours? Whatever the answer may be, in the end he will always be a Garlean, and though there may be honourable men and women among them, I have suffered much and more as a result of their conquests. Barbaric campaigns in which Gaius Baelsar played no small part. My first encounter with the Garleans was 20 years ago, shortly after the fall of Alamigo. They continued their march into the lands that had been home to we Duskwights. We sought to repel the invaders, but we were woefully unprepared. Our bows and arrows were no match for their magitech, and even our most powerful magics did little to slow their advance. I fought on the front line, but was knocked unconscious in the opening exchange. When I came to, I was alone, the rest of my unit slaughtered. I hurried back to my village to look for my wife and daughter, only to find the place deserted. My search lasted for days, then weeks, then months, and it seemed they had disappeared without a trace. Then I finally learned from two Imperials held at Bittermill that the villagers had been captured and used as test subjects for the poison gas that would later be known as Black Rose. We were here. We were dealing with all of this. We did this quest. They were never seen again. For 20 long years I roamed aimlessly, with nothing but hatred to keep me alive. I eventually found myself at the Order of the Twin Adder, who offered me a place among their ranks. The desire for revenge was the only thing I had left, so without a moment's hesitation, I accepted. Were it not for the war with Garlemald, I would have been loath to work alongside the city-dwelling Gridanians who so long had treated my kind as outcasts. But none of that mattered anymore. It all culminated with Operation Archon. As you led the charge into the Praetorium, we were right behind you. And when the place came crumbling down, most of us were caught in the rubble. I escaped with my life, though many others were less fortunate. Having dragged myself free from the rubble, I sought a way out. It was then that I encountered none other than Gaius Baelsar on the verge of death. The gods had delivered it to me, the one man whose conquest had robbed me of everything. There he is in his classic armor. I was poised, ready to exact my revenge. I like how we're getting this piece of the story, because we didn't quite see this middle section of him, right? I was poised, ready to exact my revenge, and then he spoke. I will not beg for mercy. I only ask that you stay your hand a while longer. I cannot die until I have rid the world of the Ascian menace. For millennia, mankind has danced to their tune, but no more. Then, once we are finally free, my life is yours for the taking. Oh, I love Guy. He's so cool, isn't he? I would have struck him down there and then had I not sensed truth in his words. So I decided to grant him a stay of execution and join him on his hunt. All this time I've kept a close eye on Gaius. Though he's ever on the watch for pursuers, he has granted me ample opportunity to slay him if I so choose. And I still might, if he shows even the slightest sign of betraying our agreement. So how do you feel at the moment? Because we're not quite dealing with Ascians really right now. But for now, the Ascians are my chosen quarry. If they are indeed the ones pulling the Empire's strings, then it shall not end until they've been eradicated, every last one of them. Though I could not save my kin, there are those who may yet be spared the horrors of war. Unfortunately, dealing with the Asians will have to wait until we've brought an end to Garlemald's weapon project. Though we may have vanquished 2 of the new weapons, we must make every effort to prepare for whatever the Guardians throw at us next. Perhaps Severa can tell us whether the Ironworks engineers have uncovered any information of note? Yeah, he must be fuming that we're just wasting time doing that. Oh my god, now do I get to explore? I'm all about this. This is so cool. This storyline is about my favourite character. It's got some cool-ass fucking boss fights. It did a whole mech thing. It's had cutscenes. And now a whole, like, extra C. This is, like, even more than Bosja had. How did you know? Hello, children. I want to break out real bad. I guess it is basically like that. It's basically like the Bosja thing. It's just more cleverly suggesting a bigger place. What do you want with me, lad? Can you tell me about yourself? Me? Not much to tell, and even less worth knowing. These days, I go on about my daily business, trying not to bother anyone. I'm just another sad old man, all alone and dying of... Well, I doubt you'd even care if I told you. Used to call myself a doctor. Not that I was much good at it. When the epidemic came 10 years ago, I was powerless to stop it, despite all my years of experience and fancy medicines. For every one I saved, I lost a dozen more. Worse than that, I let those Garlean bastards push me around, tell me who to treat and who to leave to their fate. As a result, I saw only to the Imperials, while my kith and kin died in agony. Jesus, dude, lighten up. It's the afternoon. Being far to the south of Wurlit, perched atop the cliffs, there never was much reason for anyone to travel here. Being by the sea is all well and good, but we're simply too high above the water to benefit much from it. The gulls and terns don't seem to mind, though. Most of the townsfolk are either Hyurian natives or Ora who have found their way here over the years. They all lived side by side, peacefully enough, before the Garleans came and ruined everything. There wasn't much we could do to stop them. Those who fought back were soon put to the sword. Once the invasion was complete, the Imperials started digging down into the rock and built a supply depot for their blasted airships. But the experiments were a more recent development. Of course, none of us civilians were privy to it when they were working on. I expect it'll all come to light now that the bastards have all turned and fled with their tails between their legs. We've got you and yours to thank for that, even if it's only a temporary respite. Oh. That was not necessarily a very good old man voice. I don't know what to tell you. You know what I really want to do in this game? I want to sit on a bench. Look, we're like spies. This is like how spies interact. Like I'll slip her something now, and she'll slip me something. But he always stands up. I don't want to stand up, Macon. And I don't want to look at this tree, as gorgeous as it is. Hello. That's quite cinematic, actually. The shadows cascading across her. Those Garlean bastards are finally gone, and it's all thanks to you. My husband died defending our town when they first invaded, and for all the years since, it's felt like he died for nothing. Now his soul might at last find peace. Yeah, it's very Mediterranean, isn't it? You also kind of get this, like, white and blue decoration a lot on, like, seaside places in the UK. Like, I can just imagine a sign on this saying, like, fish and chip shop or something. It's like being, like, at pool or something, you know? I guess it's a little bit Luca-y, yeah? Luca? Most of the 7th Legion troops stationed here withdrew before you arrived. I expect they're regrouping somewhere and getting ready to retake the town. I even heard one of the members of the weapon project is still hiding somewhere in the town. There's a hidden triple tri... What better could I have ever experienced looking in a nook and cranny like this. Like, what's the point in coming here, wooden potatoes? Why ever come here? There's a fucking guy hiding behind the bush, and he'll play triple triad with me. Let's have some small talk. A lot of us local conscripts have deserted the 7th, but the rest of Turncliffe isn't going to forget we serve the Empire, at least not anytime soon. Oh, are you the hidden guy that they just talked about? With the Empire gone, I've got no way of making a living. My only hope is to win that upcoming triple triad tournament and live off the winnings. Don't suppose you doubt me with a few practice rounds? Hell yeah, I will. He's got a question mark, possible prize. Oh shit, he swapped a card. I can't even mouse over it. Yes, I can. Armored weapon. Okay, I'm going to go out with the big play. Noctis. See, I don't really like Noctis like this, though, because the 7 isn't big enough. I'd rather 2 A's, to be honest. 2 A's would be really good. And then I can, like, play it as a satisfying corner piece. 2 A's in the corner is, like, big deal. Because 7 is just low enough. Like, I don't know why he didn't flip me there. If he'd flipped Noctis, that would have been it. I wouldn't have been able to do anything. Oh, mind you, Fallen Ace is in play. But still, maybe it's because he doesn't see what I've got. And the Fallen Ace is in play, so. I don't know what to play here, though. I'm going to play my weakest card in this corner. Because it's smothered and it will never get attacked. Oh my god, he has Ruby Weapon as well. Oh, I'm not going to beat him. He's going to have like all these OP cards. I will try. Let's flip the Ruby Weapon with the Armored Weapon. What did he take off of me? Oh, shit. I'm going to play Ifrit in the middle. Okay, good. Yeah. Oh, I never got his card, though. I bet he has a good card. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. No, I'll never win the tournament at this rate. Please, you've got to play me again. No. Oh, no, no, no. The sun's setting on this beautiful day. I don't want the sun to ever set on Whirlit. I hope old Charlian's a bit like this place. Let's play in the pool. What's the emote? Splash? Splish? Water flip? What is it? How do I splash in the pool? I don't know. I don't know what it is. Was that... is it Sploosharoo? Are you joking? Or is it actually that? Sploosharoo. No, you were trolling me. It's just splash. Oh, do I have to have a target to splash? What? So I'll splash Severa? I'll splash Gaius? It's not working. Whatever. How you doing, guys? Oh, he's not even speaking. I'd rather you don't share what we discussed with my travelling companions. It would only complicate matters. Okay. The Ironworks engineers are still at work dismantling the Sapphire weapon and investigating the Turncliffe Magitech facility. Though they've yet to make their report, they may have some news to share at this juncture. Please wait here a moment. Oh, it's a paid emote, is it? WP can still play him in the corner. 9 isn't bad. Yeah, I think that's fair. We've yet to finish our investigation, but I can give you a preliminary report. Were you able to recover anything of note? Before abandoning the facility, they'd attempted to destroy anything they couldn't take with them, including many of their research materials. Luckily, some information relating to the Sapphire weapon's combat data was intact. Judging by what we saw during the battle, it was extracted from regular Van Hydrus, correct? It also appears that the Sapphire weapon was actually in an incomplete state, and therefore unable to perform at full capacity. Even so, it was immensely powerful. Had they been given the chance to finish it before we'd arrived, who knows how it would have ended. Indeed, we may not be so fortunate next time, so we must prepare for the worst. The Ironworks will continue to investigate the Sapphire weapon and look into possible countermeasures. The echo afforded you a glimpse into the conversation between Rickon and Rex prior to the weapon's deployment. Do you remember any details? Yeah, they swapped seats. It wasn't fully built. Improvements were made to the synthetic aurosite system to prevent malfunctions. Then it was never their intent to create a manifestation of Nail Vandanus. But there's that one thing that was intended. Oversoul. Its activation results is the pilot being absorbed by the core, killing them in the process. Rex and Rickon were fully aware of this, were they not? But they also believed they were going to meet again in the live stream. Okay, Rocker, thank you for modding, man. Good luck with your raids, dude. Then the death of the pilot was by design all along. Alphonse, how could you? Sacrificing your own siblings to fuel those accursed war machines. Surely there is no cause worth paying such a price for. Aye, nothing is more precious than family. This nightmare is far from over. It appears that Rex has fled with the remaining weapons, and we can assume that Alphonse has every intention of sending them into battle. We must find a way to disable them before Oversoul can be activated. I've seen enough death. I do not wish to see any more. Then there's no time to waste. Let's be about it, guys. Severa, you're in charge here. Keep Sid and his team safe while they carry out the investigation. Understood. Please see that no harm comes to Gaius. While we're gone, I need you to relay something to the resistance troops. Your first-hand account should prove useful. If there are any developments, we'll be sure to contact you. If you do want a AA corner card, Luina in the Gold Saucer has 2 you can win and a 3rd card to boot, but she's very difficult. Ah. Yeah, I might put some time into doing that. Oh man, so we're leaving for now, are we? Right, back to Girabanya. It's an interesting name of that song, by the way, and Love You Shall Find. I could have just talked to an NPC. Oh, I see. Would that have saved me some gil, would it? Welcome back. It sounds like you've been quite on the journey. All the way to Turncliffe. And judging by the fact you made it here in one piece, I trust everything went according to plan. What an astonishing account. I wouldn't mind putting that G-Warrior through its paces myself. Certainly a lot more stimulating than supervising this rabble, I'd imagine. Anyway, as before, I'll compile the information into a report and leave it there for your perusal, so you should feel so inclined. If we hear anything from headquarters, we'll be sure to pass it on. So I get the Sapphire weapon bust for my tabletop. Oh, speaking of which, guys, I got that mini the other day. The wind-up Gaia, and I never unlocked it. So, oh. I guess we're in a cutscene. I was going to unlock it and read it in the thing, but... Meanwhile, in the 7th Legion's Wurlit headquarters... Yeah, we were totally kidnapped there. Oh man, that guy's fit. Is he doing press-ups on one finger? I'm getting some Avatar vibes from this. I don't know why. This is like we're looking at... I have... Sorry. I've come to deliver on my report, Lord Valens. Yeah, it's like a Zuko, like, flame, you know, flash sideways. I sort of recognise the name Valens. The kids are just watching. What's, why do I recognise the word Valens as well? Is this the guy behind it all? He's drenched in sweat. He's Legatus. Valens van Varo. Ah, so have you returned, young Alfred? Or was it Alwick? Not that it really matters, of course. I hear that you and your darling brothers and sisters have allowed the Sapphire weapon to fall into the hands of the enemy. Do tell me it isn't so. I'm afraid that is the case, Lord Valens. Yeah, what were those other names that he guessed, by the way? I'm getting the sense. Right, his name is Alphonse, but he guessed Alfred and Alwick. Are Alfred and Alwick both names of characters we've met elsewhere? Does anybody know? Oh, come now, no need to be so sullen. As they say, to err is human, to forgive divine. And as you know how forgiving I can be when it suits me. Oh, is he drinking milk? What? It's just a straight up carton of milk. Oh, he had like a shot of milk. Oh, what are you doing, dudes? There's something really creepy about that. Sorry, is it because they can't show him actually drinking booze or something? So tell me. I'm thinking about his sweat as milk now. Lovely. So tell me, whatever your name is, who was able to best the Sapphire weapon? Our sources state that you guys have to make that a clip and call that Got Milk. By the way, guys, just to be clear, after every stream, I am looking at what clips have been made. And it seems like some of you do make them, but nobody titles them. I don't think anyone's ever going to click them or look at them if they don't have a title. Our sources state, and to anyone who watches through the VODs or whatever and does it as well, I want people to know I do appreciate it. I do have a little refresh each day after the stream's over. Our sources state that the one known as the Warrior of Light was assisted by Sid Garland and Gaius van Baelsar, my lord. Gaius. Yes, it seems he's been quite the troublemaker of late. Defecting from Garlemald, assassinating the Emperor. Whatever next? Oh well, there's no use crying over spilt milk. I like how long it took the dialogue to pop the next screen there as well. Speaking of which, I've become quite the connoisseur since arriving in Wurlit. This particular variety comes from a rare breed of cow, you know. Oh my god, no, it is just straight up milk in the story and everything. It's not that they just asset swapped the thing. No! I was reading about milk! Oh, no! Oh, I'm devastated. Let me back in. Let me back in. Don't do this to me, man. Don't do this to me! I don't deserve this. I'm a good person. I'm trying my best to let's play this game. Such devastation. I've stalled too much. I don't even want to be stalling at the moment. I want to keep going. What breed of cow was it? Oh, no. I honestly don't know what to do with myself right now. Was it an umbral cow or an astral cow? Well, I'm thinking it was probably an umbral cow. No, wait. Which one's light? Which one's dark? Why the fuck can't I remember that? Which one's light and which one's dark? Is primal milk, like, even real, though, you know? Story time. I don't know, man. This is a huge queue. Astral, active, dark. Okay, yeah, I think it was astral milk. I think it was astral milk, because, you know, I like to think that energy and that chaos and that movement probably means it tastes good, you know? In what world does passive taste good? Umbreon, man. Dark Pokemon. Hey, that's a good way of remembering. Umbreon. Alodus, you've actually just solved it for me. I will never forget that ever again. Because of Umbreon, the dark type. Well, hold on. What if I forget that? What if I think Espeon is the dark one? Well, even that's fine, because it's not called Astreon. No, it works. It works. Umbreon, the dark type Pokemon. Gears to Gnomes, you've updated the Tato Nod, but we haven't even changed our character, have we? Oh, I see. You've got some messages on Discord. Oh, Umbreon doesn't work. I'm now being told Umbreon... You guys have confused the shit out of me in chat now, so I don't know. Alright, the Pokemon thing might not work. I don't know. I'm confused. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not waiting in this queue, but I've got to do the trial series today. But I don't want to take the stream off and turn it back on. I'm just going to play the superior game in the middle of this. I was going to do some like amazing mic drop moment there, but I'm patching, so I can't. Wait. Let's do that again. Ready? Okay, lead me in. What was it? What did you guys say? Oh, WP, what are you going to do? Oh, I don't know, guys. This queue's too long. And I don't want to take the stream down. I'm just going to play the superior game. Come on. Hey! There you go. That's one for the Guild Wars fans out there. I had this guy on YouTube yesterday saying, oh my god, you're just making content for the sake of making content. FF fanboy. Final Fantasy bandwagoner. Basically. So yeah, this is for you, my man. I'm wondering if I can play this while queuing. Is what I'm wondering. And then I can dip back in, you know. And then on the VOD, we could just have a timestamp. I mean, it's a 2,200 man queue. But let's try this. Okay, I need to copy. I don't like doing this, but hold on. Let me copy paste that. Right. Oh, I would need to mute it as well, wouldn't I? I'm scared I'm going to blow up and crash everything here by running both games at once. Alright, what would we even like to do here, though? Did I crash? TY, you were finally able to get in again? Easy. Yeah, I'm on a huge queue at the moment, like an absolutely huge queue. Look, guys, I'm going to give this a bit, and if the queue doesn't look like it's going down much, I mean, we'll just have to continue trials tomorrow. So, I don't know. A little bit of a recap here on my Season of the Dragon stuff. I have very little left to do, realistically. That's just regular story journal. I have a lot of story to do. I was wondering if I could squeeze in a complete Guild Wars 2 LP before, like a really casual one before End of Dragons actually comes out. Maybe do it on my Thief or something. So you see all these Return Tos are done now. You see these? I haven't done Return to Champions. Here it's just story instances. Here it's, okay, so there's some metas here. Let me go to the wiki. So I need to do Murakai. The Ooze Pit. And the rest of it's just... And hide and seek with the Charcub and the Blood Keep and win. I honestly couldn't tell you how to do that. How do I play hide and seek with this kid? Let's play hide and seek with the Chards. Does anyone know what exactly I do with that? Random Winter's Day note. The escorting Doliac actually goes to the home instance. Yeah, I've got to tell you guys, I'm pretty crushed that that's just stopped halfway through there. I'm pretty crushed. Oh man, it's hard to play this actually. My frames are feeling rough. Go there and speak. There's an NPC you speak to. Obviously that, guys. What I'm thinking of more along the lines of is directions. Out of the hundreds of thousands of NPCs in the game, or the hundreds of NPCs on this map, where exactly is the kid? What cape is this? This is the, I can't remember what it's called. Hold on. The Forest Archer. To the east near the exit. Talk to the Char. Hee hee. Sorry, what's that? That's Pepe laugh. When I just want everyone to know, when I see a Pepe laugh, I think hee hee. It's to the east near the exit. Near the east, near here, where it says Lower Bloodkeep. I got to figure out where, what mounts I want to put on this character as well. I'm trying to. This is, by the way, did I ever stream my open world Guardian build? This is what I'm messing with at the moment. Turn right. Oh, I think it's coming back to me a little bit now. It's this kid, right? Want to play a game? Yeah, okay. Right, so he hides. Oh, and then what were the hiding spots? I don't remember. I also don't remember. I feel like my PC is going to explode here. How is just logging in on Final Fantasy taking so many system resources? That's mental. Is the stream laggy? The stream, it's low frame rate because the game's low frame rate. Laggy? I don't know what that means. You can't really help me anyway, guys, because it's random spawns on this one. I mean, there are specific places that it can appear. Yeah, the frame rate's low. I'm experiencing this low frame rate because I'm playing 2 MMOs at once right now. Yeah, it's not laggy, and my voice should sound fine, right? And hopefully we can get to a more optimized map in a minute so it's not so horrendous. I don't know. I'm just gonna find this char somewhere. Open a World of Warcraft window. Yeah, I'll show you guys my WoW Classic account, shall I? You haven't seen that for a while? Sometimes she was hiding around here, wasn't she? Like on the upper... Does she get a nameplate? Can anyone tell me if she gets a nameplate? Try setting the tabbed out FPS cap. I can't fuck with the Final Fantasy settings because I'm in queue and they don't let you mess with it in queue. So literally, I'm fucked unless I want to lose that position. I might give up on this in a minute, to be honest. I still have 2,200 left in queue. This is awful. What do I do? Should I just put the whole Final Fantasy project on the back burner for a bit? Because this is killing it. It's killing it. Put it in the bin. Yeah, next week will be worse with the raid. And then, yeah, Skilled's saying it's going to be 2 hours, and I trust his judgment on that. It's going to be worse with the raid, and then it's Christmas. It's just that goddamn error 9000. Where is this child? They're usually behind, like, the cars, aren't they? How long do I even get to play hide and seek? Sometimes they're really close. Aren't they behind this? Do they have a nameplate? Can anyone tell me if they have a nameplate? They do have a nameplate. Okay. So I'm just looking for green text that says Cali. I don't think they ever hide in here. Also got to keep randomly alt-tabbing to make sure I haven't got the other error, the 2006 or whatever it is. How is the queue so heavy already, by the way? I guess because it's quite late in the day already. Didn't quite appreciate that. Chat already found it. Really? Where is it then? I've seen Callie on screen, have I? Oh, it's because it's weekend queues. Poor kid ran home because it took so long. He thought I wasn't even looking for him. Yeah, we failed that. Right, yes, I'll play a game. I'll play a 9 frame rate game with you. Go on in. I swear, sometimes they were there. Yeah, here. Found him. I found you! That's how you have to say it when you're playing hide and seek with a child. Okay? Ready or not, here I come! And then when you find him, I found you! Okay. I do teach courses. These little 6 mystic coins right there. On how to talk to children. Every Thursday from 5 to 8. Okay. What else have we got that's not story? Return to Timey's pet project. A single thing to finish Draconis Mons. Should we just do Timey's pet project? A single thing. Oh, defeat the high stage. Fucking high stage. That's not even good stream content. All these are done, right? Everything about all that is all done. Okay, I'm really close to being done with this. Those aren't relevant. Story. Complete the inner keep run in Jahai. Yeah, I gotta do that as well. And then it's story. So the inner keep run is, I don't know how to predict when it opens up. But we can go and have a look for it. The start of the Venta Pass. I don't know whether this map's going to be better optimized for what it's worth. Hey guys, guess where I am in queue? Does anyone want to guess where I'm in queue? 2,247. Sorry, 72. You have an FFX flashbacks to me finding the cactars? Wait, what do you mean? Was I ever bumbling about on screen, never knowing where they were? I loved both those mini games in both those games. So good. They don't really have proper cactars in 14. They have sabatenders. They don't really do them properly. I'll tell you what, cactars and tonberries got the shaft in 14. They didn't deserve the shaft. I hope that they, you know, sort some shit out with the lore of Nim and stuff, so there's a bunch more. Is there an arc in Endwalker where everybody gets tonberried? I'd love that. It could be worse. You'd be in spot 4,000 to 5,000 around this time. I guess I didn't appreciate what a privilege it was to be able to log in at the time I did. The other thing I could do is just shift the streams to be earlier in the day. That's the other thing I could do. You're of the mind the less referential material, the better. That's a really odd take to me. I don't see anything fundamentally bad with referential material. I only see upsides to it. And besides, referential material, like, what does that even mean? There's many different ways you could do it. You can lift a whole story wholesale out of another game. Maybe you have a problem with that. You can allude to something that previously existed visually. I don't see what's wrong with that at all. You know, there's many worlds of degrees in which references can be made and anthology can be delivered. And we're talking about a franchise that has always thrived on anthology references. So it's a very odd take to just blanket say less is better. That's just, I think that's quite blind to the context, to the myriad different ways they could do it, you know. I like Tom Breeze a lot. What can I say? Look, alright, either they do that, or, I'll give you another option. Add a Tonberry character to the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. You know, they had space to add another Catboy during Shadowbringers. I don't see why they couldn't put a Tomberry in there. In fact, here's the answer. Turn Tutaru into a Tomberry. You just think about it. Be pretty good. Or Cryo, one of them. I appreciate that there's some 2.0 Tomberry stuff, don't get me wrong. How do I get into the keep thing? How often does the keep thing come up? Does anyone know? Just give Tataru a knife. We could give her a Tonberry costume. What about that? Isn't it up through here where it opens up? 30 minutes? Oh, the world's conspiring against me. Alright, do you know what? Screw it. I want to work out today, and I want to do it actually quite well. So, fuck it. I'm going to end the stream. I'm going to end the stream. I will, I'm going to try and use these hours productively, but mostly real-life productive. I don't know whether you'll see a YouTube video. What I'm thinking of maybe doing is, since we're in Guild Wars now, I'll use my chatting screen. What I'm thinking of doing is a YouTube video every other day at the moment, which is something that I've never really properly thought about and committed to. But that would mean that there isn't a video today. However, tomorrow there might be one. So I kind of like that idea because it will give videos a bit more breathing room or something. Might be a good idea. Oh, there's an ad in progress. I'm going to wait 5 seconds for people to get out of the ad. 3, 2, 1, 0. Hello, guys. Yeah, I just thought I'd milk you for that last little auto-playing ad that I totally knew about. There it was. Hope you all enjoyed that. Why don't you all buy that car that you just got advertised? Alright, no, in all seriousness, yeah, I'm thinking I'll do one video every 2 days, something like that. So, if you didn't catch yesterday's video, I did tier list for all the baseline Guild Wars 2 classes. Nobody really asked me about that in the chat here today. I suppose I should just... I mean, I already have looked at the comments, but I suppose I should go to the comments if I want a discussion on that particular thing. For the next one, I still want to do this attributes, new player guide. I'll give it a shot again. I think I'm just going to reshoot the whole thing. Take it from another angle. The only reason I'm still trying to edit this previous one is like the fallacy of sunk costs. And what I'm going to try and do is produce the whole thing on Adobe Premiere. I want to try and make a Premiere episode, which is going to be weird. I think for a while my workflow is actually going to be kind of a 50-50 thing, where I'm using both. I mean, there's so much in the way I operate in terms of how I make thumbnails, how I shoot with my mic, just everything. Even assuming I spend several hours sitting down in front of Premiere, learning its basic functions and changing all of its keybinds to match how I use Vegas, I'm still going to have a lot of hurdles to get through, I think, if it doesn't have some of the features that I know Vegas does, because it started as a door. So, I don't know. But yeah, as for Final Fantasy, I don't know. I'll have news on whether I'm putting it on break or not tomorrow. We'll see what we're doing. Because this is a bit naff. Either I'm going to put it on break, or I'm going to start streaming much earlier in the day. I feel really bad right now. I'm really sorry, guys. I really don't feel good. I wish I was in there finishing it up. I feel like I'm failing here. But, I mean, what can I say? What more can we do? So, yeah. Thanks, everyone, for watching. I do really appreciate it. Seriously. And I hope you all have a great day. And I'll see you next time. Thanks, guys. See you over on YouTube or in Discord. If you want to come chat in Discord and stuff, we'll see what we can do. Thanks, guys. See you tomorrow. That sucks.